to the Stormcaller's Fury episode 30. Yeah, that's right. We've done 30 of these. It's been a while. So I will do a little longer recap for you guys of what has been happening. In that your party traveled all the way from your starting point in Irides Coast to Car du Nord, which is the city of the dwarves beneath the massive mountains of the Hillfollow Peaks. When you got there, thinking, for some of you with interest towards the sort of tinkering and the more industrial side of things that they carry out, but also looking for a particular individual who isn't here today, but your party had heard a rumor that there was a very similar storm-born entity living in the Dwarven city, and it was later obviously revealed that was Zephyr's mother, who is a djinn. A version of an air genasi, essentially. The sister of the Stormcaller, the one who has started this massive war in Sylvastria, and you thought was dead when you first arrived. Having a nice banquet with the king, he revealed that she was dead, which once again later further down the line you figured out that in fact she was still alive, and they had faked her death because they were worried about some very hostile and some very racist dwarves within the city, most notably the Seneschal, or the voice of the king. His right-hand man had been conspiring against him and had made a plot to try and kill the Lady Casvira, who is Zephyr's mother. Upon meeting Lady Casvira, she then led you through some hidden passages of the palace and a secret eyrie that's been carved into the side of the mountains, and she told you that the Seneschal had changed, alongside many other things, one being that there's a secret vault beneath the council chambers, that the Dark Elves that are rumored to live beneath the city, deep in the caverns of the Hellfollow, had been armed, and as well as elven spies had been moving through the sootways, or the underroads of the city, and she was worried about the construction of the spire and the Seneschal's interest and intrigue into her particular set of skills in regards to that. She did warn you that if you killed him, you'd prove that outsiders are not welcome within the Dwarven city, and you'd have to instead expose him for all of the things that he's been up to. One of being that the Shattered Storm, or the cult of the Stormcaller, had made their mark within the Dwarven city, and were very much present and up to no good, as you found when you went to the Cinderwheel station. Alongside other things, Zephyr noticed that her mother had the mark of Zephyrix on her, and learned that Zephyrix himself had blessed Zephyrel at birth. Back at the Axenanville, the leader of the Elven Spies, or rather, the lieutenant of the leader of the Elven Spies, as the leader himself, now Keenan Moonsense, having been given the title by his sister, she confirmed some more truths, that being that the cult is in the city, and that she had seen a sigil of a helical spiral on a many things within the city, which sort of struck a chord with you all the way back to the very start of this campaign. There was also talk of blue and pink lights that had been bleeding through the sootway vents, and drums echoing in the deep dark earth and forgotten tunnels, as well as weapons and supplies are being moved in secret. The next morning, you guys learnt that a Argentum agent named Cutter had gone missing, and his last report came from that Cinderwheel station, which is where you guys ended up moving through the sootways beneath Cardunor, you found this derelict station that had been closed by the Seneschal, and had a little experiment with some of the machinery in there, as they have resonance stones and circles that they use to essentially look for ore and minerals beneath the earth. You found Cutter's satchel, eventually realizing that he was in fact dead, and that there was a Shattered Storm cult, or a group of cultists in that very station, and they were doing some form of ritual that you weren't sure what was happening. As you pressed deeper, some of the party glimpsed through a crack in the cavern a massive winged creature, sort of webbed wings, with some sort of thing on its back, which later on, talking with some new friends that you made, was revealed to be the Scavren, or the bat-riding drow, the sort of clergy harbingers of the Nightmare King, who is one of the gods. Obviously, those particular people you met, originally thought to be soot-covered orphans, were then revealed to be a group known as the Scrap Gang, or a group of goblins. And if I can remember their names, that would be great. It's Glebe, Miz, Ruckruck, and Spindle, who gave you a little bit of advice of what the cultists and the drow had been up to, revealing that those drow are the Bat Riders themselves. And then you had a very long combat with the cultists, one of which revealing to be an Air Genasi herself, as well as what they were doing was they were searching for something called the Stormborn, is what they called it, through the earth using a ritual-enhanced resonance stone. And that's where you would think we sort of ended, but rather cleverly, Calenthar decided to activate the ritual himself, retrofit a version of it to sort of go looking for items of significant magical importance. Vestiges, almost, were highlighted, so some of the objects on people's person, as well as some other objects through the earth, one of which being a large blue dragon that was moving and searching for something with purpose. Obviously, I don't know what everyone's theories are regarding that, but we will get to that in a minute. Before we do, obviously, another thing that Calenthar noticed was a very specific shard of his ancestor that had been corrupted by the Nightmare King, and upon doing so, had a very traumatic experience where the Nightmare King showed him a visage of his lady love trapped in hell, which you would think is maybe an illusion, but obviously we know otherwise, being that he has been there and did hear her. So we know that she is in fact down there. So whether or not he was showing you something that was real, or just a manifestation of your own fear, you're not too sure. And we left off with you guys sort of just arriving at a place called Glimmerkiltan, or Glimmerdeep in common, that being the neon-painted, glob dye-covered city of the goblins. And we did a little bit of introduction. But before we do, and we actually move properly into the session, I want to go around the table and sort of, what are people's... I want one lore theory or suspicion or like in the mind of your character, what sort of things they're thinking about, what they think might be going on, just anything interesting that you might have picked up for your character in specifically. So we'll go around the table and sort of see where you guys are at. If you want to sort of give a little bit of a summary of what's happened with your character so far, now that we're in the new year, that would be great. And I will start off with. We'll go a little bit nice for Canada. You can have a little think about it. We'll start off at the other side of the table, and we'll start with Nim. Nimessa, what sort of headspace
I was
is she
dreading
in?
you saying.
Yeah, what sort of
Me too,
headspace is
Bubs,
she
me too.
in? What's happened? Are there any goals or any thoughts or suspicions about things that are happening? Where are we at?
Nim is like very, I think befuddled is the word. Like, she has this kind of naive trust of people to stick to their word. So I think the whole she's dead, she's not dead thing kind of threw her for a complete loop. And then she's now in some tunnels following some goblins who were orphans but are not orphans, and she's not like, yeah, she just doesn't, I don't think she really gets the world. I think at the moment her goal is to kind of try and protect her party a little bit. I think she sees all of this stuff going down and she thinks that, I think she's more concerned that bad stuff's going to keep happening to them, and she wants to be like a bit more of a protector in that and be like, let's not let all of these people keep messing with us. Like, we've had a string of like quite intense moments, and I think she wants to try and, her goal is to try and like curb those a little bit and help out her party as much as she can. I think she also has this little part of her that's like, oh, I can kind of achieve both my goals by going to hell, helping her party by saving Holly, but also kind of, she's a little bit intrigued, especially after our run-in with, I can't remember her name, but the other tiefling who was like taunting her. She's very much like, I want to know what she was about. I want to understand the hells a bit more, and if I can two birds one stone this and like help out a friend in the same time, then she's more than willing. I think that may be what she like pushes for next, is going to save Holly is all she'll say, but she has this like maybe secret other agenda in her mind to understand everything a bit more.
Okay.
And she definitely does not have any theories. She doesn't think about these things for long enough.
If you were to give like a blurb summary of what Nim has sort of, how did she get here?
Well,
just like a little, if you were to read like the back of Nim's biography.
The back of Nim's biography says that she went on an adventure for knowledge and ended up surprisingly making some really good friends.
Oh, that's so cute. Her name's Seraphina, by the way.
We love you, Nim.
Yes, Seraphina.
Yes, Seraphina.
Such a pretty name for such a bitch.
Yes, the
Sorry.
child of Asmodeus
No, agreed.
herself. Yes. Yeah, obviously, Nim, having come from the very war-torn, or beginning war-torn area of Ixalora, leaving her very small town and making all the way to northern Nivalir, the development, I think, of the lore, essentially, that we've found out about Nim in particular, in regards to the Hells and Asmodeus and things like that. I think that's very interesting.
Yeah, she really wants to understand what's going on with all of that, and like this whole crown situation. She's like, what the fuck do you mean there's a crown? So yeah, I think that's kind of her internal goal, but externally she's very much like, I need to look after my friends. Like, these are probably the first real friends that she's made. Like, she very much had the whole grew up in a small town, everybody knows everybody, by which she kind of assumed everyone was her friend, but now she's like, wait, this is how you make like actual friends. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is what was like, I guess, like, this is how the rest of the world lives. Oh, this is interesting. I like this.
Okay. We will move on to Keenan if he's available. I can see that he's muted, but oh, there he is.
I was snacking.
Classic.
So,
Bless you.
Keenan started with, before he met the party, embarking on a mission set by his mother, Spy Queen herself, to come across the waters, find out what support may be on offer for the war back home in Ixalara, and wherever possible, influence people to help and partake in the war support. He initially thought he was well trained and prepared for this. This was going to be, an exciting adventure for him. And then on the way over, there was a ragtag group of people on his ship that he quickly decided that he could make use of and get in with, so that they could protect him and support him in his mission. We obviously have been on various adventures. Keenan is now in the place of feeling like he, excuse my language, fucked up by actually becoming friends with at least one of them. And it's been a slippery slope into caring for the entire group, to the point where for the first time he hasn't done what has been expected of him by handing over the obsidian shard to his mum. So now he is feeling that weight of pressure that he hasn't done that. He knows a reckoning is coming. So while we are here, he wants to do like the best possible job he can to almost counter that, so that he doesn't get punished for disobeying an order, for failing. Because at the moment he's hoping that she doesn't realise he's disobeyed and chosen not to, but more that he's failed to return it. But he knows a reckoning's coming, so he's very kind of like business headed. He's got to do a good job here.
Love it. Excellent. What's been happening with Persephone? I know there's it's a little bit maybe a little bit more let's say divine, given that you're a cleric and everything that's been going on. What's happened to Persephone, and where is she at in terms of her headspace?
I feel like, so she's confused, I think, more than anything, which she has been confused since the Weaver brought her back. But now she's at a point where she doesn't really know what she's meant to be doing. She knows what she wants to be doing in the long run. She knows what her ultimate goal is, but she doesn't know if or when she's going to get there, and who's going to be by her side when that happens. She was sort of much like Nim. She was a little bit more ignorant than Nim was to the world, but she grew up in a small sort of community of people. So she is really seeing the world for the first time and experiencing a lot of this stuff for the first time. So she is very much, even though she tries to act like she knows what she's doing, and she tries to do what's best, but she doesn't really know if what she's doing is the right thing. And when she saw Erendor, what's his name?
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while. Yeah. When she saw Erendor sort of like essentially astral project out of Callan, that was the first time she's felt genuine fear since she saw Kozar with the vampire on his knees in front of her.
Yeah.
That's the first time she's felt genuine fear since then. But it wasn't fear for herself. Just like it wasn't fear with Kozar for herself. She feared for Kozar. But in this instance, she feared for Callan. She wasn't scared that he was going to kill her. She was scared that this shard was going to corrupt him. And that's something she's not really sort of emotionally mature enough to understand. Being that, again, she lived a very sheltered life. She is still sort of trying to wrap her head around it, around what just happened and what this means for their friendship. Because given that their friendship has been sort of rocky at best, she does appreciate and value Callan's friendship. And she's found her second home, her second family with this group of people that doesn't make any sense because she hates red tieflings, no offense, Nim. And now Nim is one of the people that she loves the most. So she's so confused.
Mm-hmm.
She's, what do I do? Am I in the right place? Am I going the right way? And with the fact that her god isn't really telling her what to do anymore, she isn't guiding her as hard anymore, she's even more lost than she was before.
Just how I like it.
So I think I think that's where
and finally, Calanthar, how's it going, buddy?
I've been trying to type up my thoughts whilst we've been going through this, and it's actually been really difficult. I think the main thing is, obviously the main struggle that he's always had is sort of that lost to time feel. So he's always been trying to catch up and make himself feel like he's where he should be. And with the events that we've been going past, he's been treated like a punching bag by a lot of our nemesis types, and he can see himself slowly descending into a more merciless sort of more of the assassin side of him, and he's learning that he can be merciless but also show mercy at the same time, because seeing that Persephone was holding essentially a piece of him from him for so long, as far as he's aware, and then having that moment of realization that he's not truly alone anymore was a breaking point for him. He's probably, as we'll probably find out further on, he's going to be throwing himself into his work more, sort of as like a coping mechanism, because he wants to laser focus himself on getting Holly back, obviously, but he knows that he can't compromise the goals of his party. And with Erendor now showing himself and making his voice known at the same time, and seeing that genuine look of fear in Persephone's eyes, he doesn't know whether he has control himself anymore at the same time. Because at any moment, he could just take over. And in his processing of that emotion, he's thinking that's similar to what he's seen happen to Brakul. Brakul, when he was idolized, he was a hero, a champion among his people, but he fell because he gave in to the nightmare. And he's seeing that sort of slowly creeping in, and he's worried. So he's starting to open up more, but at the same time he realizes if he doesn't talk to the ones that he's caring for, the ones that have brought him through all of this, he's got no chance of bringing her back. He's got no chance of coming out of this himself. And with the looming battle on the way, he's realizing that he can't do it himself, and he's going to rely heavily on the others. That's as far as I got. As far as I got.
All right. Okay.
Why do I just feel like I've written a villain arc for Lycane just now?
No, I really like it. Obviously, one thing to highlight for Kalanthar is obviously the slippery slope that one can fall down with that sort of thing, especially given that you have an example of one such person sort of falling to the dark side, as it were. And as we saw, Brakul is himself very merciless and vicious. But at the same time, there was a time that he served Lady Casvira. So it's like a very cyclical nature of it, which I quite like. Going back down the table, we're going to keep doing with this. What is obviously it's you, but as your character, what is something that Kalanthar is hypothesizing? Like, what is a guess or something that he has suspicion of that's happening in the world, or like a piece of lore, or what is something that you've had an idea of what's happening with? And it can be as little or as big as you want. It can be good, it can be bad. What's something that's really sort of piques your interest that you haven't quite found
I
out
think
yet?
one thing that's definitely gonna be a turning point is, I reckon, when we eventually go back to the Spirewood, there's going to be some form of like civil war thing going on between the armies that have been traveling through and the breaching nightmares that are there. I reckon it's going to be a bloodbath, and it's going to be sort of like he's going to see it similar to how when we went to the fields outside of, where was it, the ruins, you know, and he got the vision back to the battlefield and everything like that. I think it's going to be like a realization that can happen again. That's the running theory at the minute.
Okay.
I reckon the world's going to burn.
Yeah. Persephone, what's something that sort of intrigued Persephone that she hasn't quite figured out yet? I mean, there's one very obvious one, but is there anything else?
Is there?
Well,
What's
yeah,
me
the fact you're a
being
tiefling.
reborn?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, obviously that was what I mentioned before about her not knowing. She still sort of doesn't know why she was brought back and what her purpose was. So she's obviously confused about that. But there's something that has been sort of lingering in the back of her mind, and it was her brother's name in that book being green.
The fact that he still might be alive.
Yeah. And obviously I don't think I even sent that to you. I have it in my notes. I'll send you a letter later. The fact that she sent him a letter, but obviously she doesn't know if he knows that she's dead or alive now, I suppose. And she's part of her, because of everything seems to be coming back to this druidic side, with the Helio spiral being sort of corrupted druids and the other corrupted druids fighting against Callan's people. Part of her is worried that her brother is a part of it, that her family was a part of it, given that when we saved Kozar, she recognized some of the druidic writing on the floor from stuff that she'd seen from her father. So
Yes.
I think she's, yeah. So she's deep down, part of her is worried that her family has something to do with the with the heliospirals and the corrupted druids, and she's scared that her brother might be a part of it. But she's also worried that at some point, because of like what Callan said about when we saw that fight between the druids and the dreamwalkers, she's worried that she's going to have to end up choosing between druids and him.
Yeah. I like that. Very nice. Obviously, you guys went to the ruins of the Virali,
Yes,
which are the
that was it.
Elatrin druids. Although one of you did benefit somewhat because of his new
Yeah.
cloak, being that he's wearing a vestige. But yes, that is. Speaking of, what's something that's on Keenan's mind? What's intrigued him that he hasn't quite figured out?
I think it's a couple of things. One's just slipped away from my brain, but the one is like more personal, introspective. That he's still trying to work out like this sense of freedom that other people have. Like they're not being steered, or they're not constantly on a mission. Like they're free to make their own moral choices.
Yeah.
And previously he's always like kind of considered that as a weakness of people, but he sees this party around him that it doesn't seem to be a weakness for them. It seems to be a strength. So he's intrigued by that. And then the kind of like more plot related one is the prophecy that we had from the oracle of Persephone's god, where there were items listed out to him he had to find, and he's getting this sense of responsibility, and maybe he's meant for more than what he's been trained to do by his mum.
Interesting. Good to know. And Nim, what's a piece of lore or something that she's picked up that sort of piqued her interest?
I think at the moment she's worried that all of this talk of finding the Stormborn is that there's someone out there that's looking for Zephyr, that knows that she's related to her mum, and she's like, they're looking for her for something nefarious. Like, obviously the Stormborn could refer to her mum, but I think Nim personally is worried that actually who they're looking for is Zephyr, and they just don't really know exactly what they're looking for. Like, they just know that one of them has had a child. And so yeah, I think that's what Nim is like mostly thinking about at the moment, hoping that no one comes to try and kidnap Zephyr from them.
Well, she's not here, so anything could happen.
I know. I really
Okay.
hope it doesn't.
Okay. Interesting. That's very good to know. Anyway, obviously we will pick.
Don't hee us. Scary.
So let's dive into episode 30 of the Stormcaller's Fury. As you have, it's been a while, and I like being dramatic. So the first thing we all are going to witness, well, I'm going to speak, but the first thing we're all going to witness is we open into a dark hall. And the stone beneath her feet is cut smooth and shallow enough that all footsteps are swallowed before they can echo across the stone. Pillars rise on either side of the processional path that's very squared and austere. Faces scored into it with long vertical carvings. They catch the light when she passes in a very violent purple glow. We see names and marks scored across each part of the stone as the history has been written into it. And this woman walks alone. Her pace is unhurried, unquestioned. Her robes move like water. There's a very almost bone quality to the thread. It's white and beautiful, and it catches the faint violet light before vanishing back into shadow. Her tumbling white hair is bound up at the nape of her neck, very severe, very controlled. And as she walks past these pillars, each one, in between, there are stone pedestals worn smooth by various centuries of touch and movement. As fragments of armor sit on one, sealed behind fitted iron lattice. A set of blades whose edges have dulled from neglect. Another set of gauntlets. A long, beautiful elven bow carved from bone white stone. And she stops. And suspended above her, cradled in a framework of interlocking blackened rings, hangs a perfect spinning sphere. Light bends oddly around it, and the space immediately surrounding the sphere is vibrating, almost repelling everything. And she just looks at it in silence. A presence enters the hall behind her, soft enough that only the change in the air sort of tilts her head, as we watch her beautifully dark purple skin and long pointed ears. That second figure stops several paces back. Black leather adorned in sharp lines, almost scaled in some parts, fur sprouting from underneath, and what appears to be rings of steel on parts of the belts that are strapped across his torso. And a helmet with its visor down, also made from leather, that has been carved with beautiful adornments of violet fur. The woman lifts a finger and the man stops almost instantly. And she turns away from the sphere. Further along the hall, the light shifts, cooler, a little bit more bright, and set into a raised plinth of obsidian stone. There is a sapphire the size of a clenched fist. And as we get closer, it grows a little. Almost forming maybe basketball size. Its cut is precise, purposeful. It's been attended to. And she stops again and looks at it. And for a long moment she says nothing until, from behind her with that man, word has come from the upper tunnels, matriarch. And she doesn't look away from the gem. Attend to it, please. Our last acquisition from those green creatures has to be contained. This gem is worth more than you can imagine. It's digging again. Mother. Deeper, faster. We're not sure where it was, but we think it's after the Scavdown. And she sort of nods her head. Send the others. Valar can deal with it. And he nods his head and moves away. We move back to a little bit more of an upbeat feel for you all. As music hits first.
Hey!
Layers of it, drums, clattering breath, shouted chants that rise and fall like waves, and light follows it, splashed across the stone in neon streaks of pink and teal and violet, yellow and electric blue painted onto banners, cloth, skin, and hanging ropes. So happy. Glimmerkiltan has been built. It's hung, lashed, scavenged, and celebrated into existence. As platforms jut from cavern walls at odd angles, stilted scaffolding connecting rope bridges, scrap metal walkways, and ladders that sway under the constant traffic of these neon-covered green goblins. Shacks and tents cling to the stone like barnacles, their roofs stitched from different pieces of cloth and salvaged material from above ground. And everywhere there are goblins. Dancing, arguing, repairing, painting each other, cooking something that smells both incredible but also slightly alarming as it moves inside the soup. It's chaotic, but it's a culture of upbeat survival. As Spindle stands on the top platform, sort of the spray of color behind him, and lifts his hands up, welcoming you all to Glimmerdeep, which is a little bit more upbeat. What would we like to do?
Like saying, what do you want to do in Vegas?
Yeah, Keaton's gonna be awestruck, just like almost come to like a stop, like something was in front of him, and he's just gonna stand there for like a good full minute, just trying to take everything in, but it's like too much to take in.
Yeah.
Steph is going to make a really dumb comment, like she does, and say, I'm used to green people being a lot bigger.
Okay. Amazing.
I think I'd walk up to like the first, like, if there's any of them there that have like got the neon paint that we talked about last time. He's just gonna walk up and just trying to cheer himself up a little bit. He's just gonna run it through his hair just to try and take part.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you immediately approach. He just grabs a bowl. Roll me a D6.
D6. Give me 2 seconds.
I hope this is his.
One time I need my dice. There we go. D6. That's a 6.
Okay.
Am I now
Yeah, you
bald?
sort of like stick your hand in, and as you rub it through your hair, just like this ombre, because obviously your hair is white, this ombre
Yeah.
blue is just shoved into the sort of sides of your hair. And you see the goblin that's like offered it to you is like, ha! And sort of nods his head. And you seem to be accepted a little bit more now that you are painted.
Nice. You just like turn to the others and you'll go, so, looks like we got a bit of time to let loose a little bit. Keelan, what's the plan? Because he's like, grabs a
He's the
tankard from
best
someone
at-
nearby.
He's the best at letting loose.
Keenan, I think, for once, is a little bit speechless, and he's just like, I guess we investigate and get the lay of the land.
Right, I'll catch you later. And he will literally just like grab a tankard and like run off into wherever there's some.
But don't
dancing
go
going.
too far so we don't get lost.
I'll be fine.
That is
And then he'll.
good.
I tell you what. Evens, I fall over as I go past. I fall over. Yeah, there you go. He just does
Okay,
the thumbs
cool.
up thing as he goes back.
So
"I'm
you're
good."
you're just running off. Give me a survival check.
Sure. 17 beyond, because I can't remember what my shit stats off the top of my head.
You have a +5.
Damn.
Damn, son.
It's about what my thing.
I just realized I said damn. Like I
25.
don't +7.
So that is nat 20.
Oh.
For a 25.
I see what
Drunk
you're doing.
Callum is like, I'm going on an adventure, but I actually know where I'm going. Apparently.
So he thinks.
Yeah, he looks up and is just taken off by a scavenger. Bye, guys.
I'd say with that sort of that high roll, you know that as the platform that you guys are on sort of looks over most of this sort of higgledy-piggledy. It is a city only in the sense that it's quite spread out, but it isn't like a lot of people. It's not Cardunor size, if you get what I mean. It's a very small collective. You can tell that there's maybe like there's maybe like 12 important sort of districts, locations around this city. And I'd say with a nat 20, you know that there appears to be very like a heart, it seems to be very social. There seems to be a heart of the city, much with many things. So in Cardunor, it's their market. Here, it just seems to be like a vast, great reinforced platform that's suspended over the biggest portion of the cavern. And there's drums that have been mounted into all like the beams and the stone, and you can see people arguing, people dancing, people moving in and out, so it's almost like traffic, and a couple of people like playing along to some music, and the whole thing seems to sort of sway almost with each person's movement. You then have like a market area, it looks like. There's like hanging stalls, some like clearly used mine carts, some scrap plating. There's even like part of a ship, and there's a moment where you're like looking across like, oh, that's cool, they've repurposed a ship, and you sort of like tilt your head like, how did they get hold of a ship beneath a mountain? But fair enough, they're goblins, I'm sure they found some way. So it's a lot of like repaired, repurposed things. There is the sort of transit arteries that sort of connect everything together. So all the rope bridges, the chain walks, the gantries that sort of tilt and move on chains. There's a lot of constant motion, so there seems to be almost, like I said, the arteries of the city that are moving in and out of. So once again, in Cardu Nord, it's a very much like market orientated and then spread out from there, whereas this one, it's just like one leads into the next. You then what appears to be maybe a rest area, like maybe a tavern area. You can see they're all at different places, but there seems to be like hanging also over the cavern, are like these massive like round constructions of wood, and there seems to be people sitting on stools even as they're swinging, that are drinking, and as it sort of swings one way they just tilt their head so that they can drink it. So you can see 3 of them, 3 different taverns.
I'm just imagining, you know, those like massive like net, like rope net, like structures you get like in the tree houses, like that everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see to one portion, like massively off to the left. Not there, man. Massively off to the left. There is like a huge, sort of like tall cylindrical building, and it's complete. There's no windows. There's like nothing. It seems to be made out of wood and stone and a little bit of iron, maybe. It's just a massive. It's like it looks like a tin can essentially. And there's no windows. There's one door, and you're not too sure what that is. There is a lot of culture expression, shall we say, and part of that is you can see off to another side, in the actual part of the rock, it seems to be the only thing that has not been repurposed from something else. There appears to be like a big arch in part of the stone, and then a very small hall that is completely open. And from where you're standing, again with that nat 20, you sort of like tilt your head and you can see a lot of eyes, as in depictions of eyes. And you would guess maybe that's some form of church, if they had one. You're not too sure. You can see there's a very industrial side, a lot of what appears to be like storage, maybe warehouses. They're very like square buildings that are on stilts, like crafted into the side of the mountain where there is some stone walkways. There's also a lot of smoke coming from the area, and you can see the heat of fires. You think maybe that might be like forges. All along it you can see watch posts. This city appears to be in some form of spherical nature, because much like Cardu Nord, it's built on different levels and they all sort of bleed into each other. You can tell there is a spherical nature, and the longer you're looking at it, you can see like hanging posts with what appears to be maybe guards. And the longer you're looking, you look up and there is interlaced, it looks like plants, it looks like the roots of plants form the border of the city, almost like a dome covering it entirely. You would guess maybe this might help camouflage this city. Aside from that, you see living quarters area, what appears to be some sort of farming, maybe. It looks like bioluminescent fungus. That might be glob, you're not too sure. And then obviously like sort of the outer ring, and you can see bridges leading off out of the city. And you're not too, obviously you have no idea where they go, but as you're sort of looking around, you essentially have free reign to go wherever you want. You do, as you sort of trip over, sort of scrape your knee a little bit and take off into it. What are the rest of you? What's the other 3 doing?
Did you say last session that we could see some people doing tattoos?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think Keen would be drawn to that. Just almost subconsciously start making his way towards it to observe what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is a new artistic skill that he might want to learn.
Ooh, yeah.
Mm. I had an idea for a present for Keenan if he was going to go down that route. I don't know where I'd head. I think I'd probably be quite loud as I'm walking through, just kind of like trying to like let the guys know where I am at the same time, but just kind of like wandering. He'd probably be making his way towards that industrial.
I would say even
like,
without
forge
a
area.
roll, you don't really get lost in the crowd because you're a good 3 feet taller than everyone
I
else.
figured. I figured.
And obviously you've got like glowing hair at the moment, so you're very easily seen. You sort of see like this low trail of blue as it makes its way through parts of the city. But yeah, Keenan, you can see it's not really much of a room, it's just a tent. You can see a goblin sitting like cross-legged on some crates, and you can hear like the thin hum of needles at work as he's sort of buzzing this glowing pigment carefully into the skin. There are no you sort of think to yourself, and most artists you would think like would sketch their designs first. There's none of that. They are just freehanding whatever takes the fancy of the artist as they're sort of closing one eye and inking into this goblin.
And what I would like to see, not Keenan, is are there any like glob paints, specific paints that are kind of unusual? So I'm thinking like in real world terms, you could have like UV tattoos that only show up under black light, like that sort of thing that isn't always on show but would show up under magic or under certain lights.
Ooh, make me a perception check. Or investigation.
Having to cast detect magic to see your tattoos is wild. Just saying.
Technically, that's how the ones that Callan's got work. The new ones he's got. You essentially inscribe a spell into your skin.
Crazy.
That's a dirty 20.
Damn.
Very nice.
High roll.
Roll me a d4 twice and tell me the result for each one.
Okay. So the first one is a 1, and the second one is a 3.
Very cool. Yeah, you notice that it's not so much the as you're standing in the tent, it's more you sort of like look around and look at some of the other goblins that have been tattooed. You see one you see 2 goblins sort of coming towards each other. They sort of greet like, oh, hey, I know you. And they do like the classic bro hug. And as they do, you notice on both of their hands, as they do that interaction, there's a glowing eye that glows as they sort of clasp their hands together. You would guess that maybe they have it's some form of, not really a sigil, but this is a tattoo that they can dim or brighten as a free flourish, essentially. So you could ask for that, and it would be a free action. You just have a tattoo that you could choose when it glows and choose when it doesn't.
I really thought you were gonna be like their couple tattoos, like like when they leave hands, they glow, and I was like, Keenan, let's do it.
I would.
Yeah, go on.
I mean, there's more.
Yeah, go.
You also notice that in the central portion, just before, so with like the tattoos, we'll say that it's around the market area. In the central platform, you're seeing a lot of like glowing that seems to like fade and pulse with the nearby music in rhythm. And you can see like the different colors sort of activate, and it doesn't seem to be something that they're doing. Like you see one goblin that's so drunk that he almost falls off the edge and sort of like catches himself. There is no way that he would be doing that consciously, as like neon green activated paint sort of flares in time with the music. There is if you do well enough to convince the artist, because it is quite difficult to pull off, you would have potentially the ability to glow your tattoo in time with your performance.
Pretty cool.
Oh,
I have to
Um,
ask, is it just when he's performing, or does it just glow up every time there's a noise? Because that would be really bad.
So above table,
It's like a clap, right?
above
Yeah.
table, it glows in time with nearby music or rhythm, and you can choose whether or not it activates or not. Which means that once per long rest, you would have, if the situation allows, you would have advantage on any form of performance, deception, stealth, or persuasion. Sort of any charisma base and stealth, dependent on if you wanted to use it to maybe distract or throw light, or if you wanted to convince someone how great your performance is because you have a glowing tattoo that seems to... You have your own light source, essentially, in terms of like a gig. Yeah, so it would just help you some form of performance.
Okay. That's super cool.
I want both so much.
I would
Like
say
the one that you could just choose to do, but also the one you were just describing.
I would say there are some others that you notice, and you're not quite sure what they are, because they are, like you said, you're looking for something very unusual. I would say these are it's less so much the color, it's more like the glow almost has its own aura, and you're not quite sure what that means. It's not to say you can't find out, but you didn't roll them, so yes.
Yep.
There are some others.
Okay. Let's go with the second one that you can get to go in time with your performance or music. So I'm gonna kind of approach a likely suspect who's doing the tattoo, and kind of go, that is amazing work. I mean, I do a little bit of art, but that's amazing. Like, I would love to have some of your work on me. I don't know if you've ever tattooed an elf before, but look how pale the skin is. Like, it's really gonna show up if you tattoo me.
Yeah, you approach a one of the tattooists. She has, like, you know, the set of glasses that like click in and there's more of them and it goes like really, really small. She's got like a set of those and sort of like lifts them up. She seems quite tall compared to some of the others, and she's like a tan color. She's wearing a vest, and one eye is like fully black, and you can see that there are glyphs in the eye that are sort of floating around. And she sort of like looks at you as you're explaining all of this. Yeah, I could work. I could totally work with this. Sort of like looking.
But perhaps a little bit of a collaboration. Like I have a simple design in mind that you could then elaborate on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, first we need to check if just touch this stone. And she like picks up this pink gem and holds it out to you.
I do.
Okay.
Very willingly, very happily.
Can you make me a Constitution save?
Sure. That is a 15.
Meets it, beats it. Yeah, you immediately feel this pulse of pain as you watch a rainbow of colors move up the veins underneath your skin and sort of recedes back into the stone again. She's like, you're right, you are unusual, but it appears that your blood is compatible, so let's get this thing started. What are we drawing? And so you see, she's leaning in a little bit more. She does seem to... She's very intrigued by you.
Yeah, I lean in with her as well, like almost conspiratorially, because we're going to do this joint project. I'm going to hold out my left forearm, and I'm going to start kind of marking out a constellation that I've seen on Persephone's forearm.
I
Try and
adore
mirror
you.
that.
So cute.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a performance.
I believe in you, bud. I believe in you. I believe in you. I believe.
Can I assist by, we're swapping tips? Why don't you pop that there, and you could elaborate on, strengthen that line.
You can give her advantage. That
Just
did
starts humming like tune. Please don't fuck it up.
Please don't fuck it up. Yeah.
In fact, let me give her a bardic inspiration.
Ooh, okay.
You're very worried about this.
Okay, so I gave her a +4 because she's good enough. She rolled a 4 with her bardic, so that's already 8, and I rolled an 8, which is 16. So it's not bad. Yeah, she's not quite used to the texture and sort of how delicate your skin actually is. Yeah. You notice that it does hurt. It hurts a lot. It like this is a thick needle. But yeah, she sort of begins to tattoo in this design, and I'd say Persephone, you're sort of like looking around a little bit now, and you notice that Keenan is now already having his tattoo, and as you look over, you can see what he has decided on.
Steph was just going to be sort of looking down at her arm, looking up at his, looking at his, and just being like, is that permanent?
It's a tattoo.
It's a tattoo.
She wouldn't know that. She's like, cool. Are they permanent?
Only if I choose it to be, and when it's done, he's going to kind of like mute it, like switch it off so that it almost disappears.
I have so many questions.
I mean, you do. Obviously, you won't be able to do this in like combat and things like that, or if you're like concentrating a lot. But you do have minor illusions, so you could choose to obscure it whenever you feel like it. At least I think you do. Yes, you do.
Yeah, I do have minor illusion.
Yeah. So I would say, unless you're specifically concentrating on something else, most times you'd be able to concentrate enough to cover it up. So it'd have to be a conscious thought. You're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't show this. Maybe if you're meeting your mother, for example, like, ooh, can I show her that tattoo? Probably not. But that's not to say that she'll see through it or not. Who knows? Yeah. While you're talking with her, what other things are you interacting about with her? Are you telling her any stories or the reason? Like, what are you saying?
I start with just like swapping art stories, like paintings that I've done. I maybe demonstrate like a smaller version of the painting that I did for Nim, where you can move it and it changes what it looks like. And then I kind of like talk about where I first come from, and I start kind of regaling some of the stuff that we've been through that I think she might find interesting.
Okay.
And then kind of like ask her, what have you been up to recently? Like any highlights in the last few 10 days, like to kind of swap stories, see if I can get any news.
Okay. Yeah, make me a persuasion check.
With pleasure. Is a 14.
Vibing. Sorry. 14. Yeah, she
looking on stream.
I would say that, yeah, the longer you're talking to her, the more you realize that she would maybe be a hobgoblin, you would guess? Maybe? She looks of the same sort of stature as Glebe did. So she's about 4.5 feet so she's a little bit bigger than the rest of them. Very like classically like mammy energy, like muscular. She's covered in tattoos herself. She does really sort of get into your stories, especially the more like regaling of like fights, and she seems to like, her eyes like glow a little bit as you're talking about it. Yeah, as she finishes that off, she sort of like touches her lip a little bit and then looks up at you, and she's like, I'm working on something new. I don't know if you would be interested or not.
I would absolutely be interested.
So I call it Lux's, and you notice as she says that, above the tent in like a silk rope, the tent's made of like silk and it's quite ornate. There is a sign that says Lux Scratch, and that seems to be the title of her parlor. And she sort of like leans in and she's like, I have a little bit of magic. I don't know how familiar you are with it. It's not very common with us unless, you know, you're a cleric or a priest. But I've been tinkering a little bit, and I discovered something that she sort of like looks around at your companions.
I look around
Death
as
waves.
well, like to try and you know, creep in like this. This is the pair of us sharing a great secret.
Oh, Steph takes a step back.
I'm going to tell you later anyway. It's fine.
Yeah, she sort of leans in and she's like, I found actually it's just better to show you. And she sort of like reaches up and pulls up her sleeve, and you notice once again the tattooed it's an eye. This one has eyelashes and an eyebrow. It's very nicely done eyebrows, like that. I would like to have these eyebrows. And as she sort of lifts it up, it just looks, if anything, it looks a little dull for a tattoo of her tattoos. It's just like a soft, like yellow color, maybe a bit of gold. And she's like, sorry, it takes a lot of concentration. She moves her hands, makes a fist and some movements, and then throws it, and you see sparks of fireworks appear in an illusion. And you're like, that's minor illusion. I can do that too. And she sort of throws it forwards, and you see this beautiful illusion. And as the magic goes off, the tattoo on her wrist glows. Make me an Arcana check.
That is a 21.
This seems to be activated not in the presence of magic, but more so much that it flares near strong magic. And I'd say with that you would know that if someone had a tattoo of this, as she's explaining, she says that she doesn't have a lot of ink left from her tinkering, so it'd only be one of you. If one of you got this, you would have had advantage on the first save against being surprised by a magical effect. So if someone wanted to surprise you and say, for example, hold person, you'd know if that was coming or not. Once.
That's super cool.
That is amazing. You're so clever to have devised that. I think I might know someone that would be interested in getting that. You know, I don't know if you would accept payment, but I'm pretty sure they'd happily do you a service, give you a gift, for something that's that smart and clever.
Oh, I would want gold. I'm not an idiot.
Absolutely fine. I'm sure that they'd be willing to pay for it. If that's okay with you, I can invite them over.
Sure. Yeah. Are they as pretty as you are?
No one's as pretty as I am, but they are pretty. And I kind of like wave to anyone that I see from our party. So I think, Seth, you're nearby.
Yeah.
I was watching the entire time.
Excellent.
Like, I was like trying not to eavesdrop, but you can tell that I definitely was. She's like, you turn around, she's doing that thing where she like puts her hand behind her head, she's scratching the back of her neck, like, that's crazy. Who's he looking for?
Keenan covers for you. He's like, Persephone, you've got to see this amazing thing, this wonderful woman. Sorry, I didn't get your name.
Oh, shit. I was scrolling up to look at something else. Her name is Vexa.
Bexa, I'm Keenan. This is Persephone.
Hi.
As lovely as that is, I think not me.
Is she a drow?
A drow? I have horns, and she's like holding both of them.
Also, she has a tail, although she trips over it sometimes.
Shut up.
Weird.
But you let me explain what she can do, because you obviously don't know because you haven't heard. But she can do this tattoo that will alert you to strong magics. Do you think someone might be interested in having that? And Keenan is like talking really fast to cover up the fact that you're like, no, I don't want it. When you're not meant to know what it is.
Well, no, I just it doesn't matter what it is, what it can do. I'm not. And she like grabs his arm and pulls him aside so that no one else can hear her. And she says, "It's great that you want me to, have that, but
No,
I'm not
just including you in the conversation.
I'm not used to. It's gonna make me sound really stupid, and you're gonna judge me.
I never judge you, except all the time.
I'm obviously still sort of learning to adjust to this new skin, this new me, but I don't know if I'm. This is why I'm gonna sound stupid, okay? Because I don't know how magic works. I don't know how she works, and she like gestures to like her little thing around her arm, and she's like, I don't know if at some point I'm going to be back in my old skin, and I don't want you to waste this on me.
I totally get it. I think also you're quite a vibrant purple, and it might not show up particularly well. I was thinking maybe Callan or Nim, or
I would
Zephyr
maybe
if
go
she was
with
interested.
Nim. I would have said Zephyr, but Nim, Zephyr's not here. I don't want to make choices for her, so I would suggest Nim, because she tends to be the one that's closest to fights, so she's probably the one that can get surprised.
That's really clever. And given like the hustle and bustle of where we are, and there's loads of noise, Keenan's just going to bellow out and use minor illusion to try and like elevate the volume. Nemessa, you've got to come and see this. This is amazing.
Nim, what have you been up to?
So initially she like followed Callan, I would say, to like make sure that, because he's just had a real emotional time. She's like, please don't get drunk and fall down one of these cliffs like we're in a cabin. Like, my God.
Just drunk riding one of the Scaverin, just like, hi.
Yeah.
You wish.
Nim is like, my God, this could end badly. So she like follows him, and providing he's not doing anything like really dangerous, she'd probably just kind of like follow him for a little bit, half keep an eye, but also kind of look around a little bit herself. she doesn't want to make it obvious that she's following Callan, but she's also like, oh my god, he is definitely gonna get killed.
She's also in heavy armor and is clinking every time she walks.
True.
You can just hear every time you take a step, just the clanking of metal.
Clang,
Behind him.
clang.
He's like,
Yeah.
He would just be
What is that
heading
noise?
straight for those workshops to try and like work,
Okay.
like get into some work. So
Okay.
Nim would
Nim,
probably
make me a perception check. Or investigation.
Papers.
Whichever one's better.
They are both exactly the same. So
Nice.
let's see. That is a 15.
Okay, yeah, you notice one of the, as you're making your way over, following him, where the forges are, you notice one of the sort of spherical taverns swings into view. This one's called the Loose Bolt. It doesn't have a door, and you can see in, and there seems to be like pulsing lights, the rhythm very much high in there. And patrons are sort of leaning to the other side of wherever the momentum of the spherical thing is moving. You can see some of them are on the ceiling, and you notice there's little hooks in their boots, and they're sort of dancing upside down. It's very much like Disco Elysium Club cyberpunk style, and you can hear like the thrum beat of the bass coming from inside there. And you notice as it swings closer to the walkway, one, again, this very large, you would guess probably also a hobgoblin, sort of grabs part of it and hooks it, and someone else does the same and tie it to ropes, and as it swung, they've caught it and tied it to part of the walkway, and you notice like some goblins move in, some leave. It seems very much like you can get off at any part of the city as long as it's swung the right way. But yeah, you can see into one of the taverns that you know, and behind the bar there seems to be an older goblin with like scarred knuckles that sort of gives you a little salute as you're walking by. Because as I said, you guys stand out a little bit, literally.
Yeah.
It's the first time I have been taller than anyone in my entire D&D life.
and real life.
Shut up! I have children. I'm taller than them.
For now.
Shut up!
Yeah, especially with
Still counts.
with the combination of whom you're with, they might be very tall. That's what I'm saying.
They already are.
Yeah.
They already are.
Oh yeah, because you said
Doesn't
like
bode
one of
well.
them's a big. That's a chunk. hunk of
98th
chunk.
percentile? Yeah, she's like
that's a
98th
that's a big
percentile.
baby.
And he's in the 90th, so they're both going to be pretty tall.
Oh, classic. Yeah.
Lucky me.
But yeah, as you follow Callan, you sort of hear off in the distance Keenan's voice. Sort of it almost like follows the music. It's like boom, boom, damn, and you're like, what?
I'm like, she's like, immediately thinks that some shit's happened there, and she like bolts back in the other direction as much as she can without tripping over goblins, because like Nim is relatively tall.
Yeah, make me a dex check.
Nim, use the chain launcher. Tarzan it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that would be so cool.
I don't think you should suggest her doing stuff like that when you constantly give George of the Jungle vibes more than you give Tarzan vibes.
My dex
It would be
9.
cool.
It would be very cool.
Nim of the jungle, watch out for that goblin. You know, I feel like it's just bound to happen.
The second
It
Mike
is.
said that the tavern was going to swing into, I was going to say, you just see Callan holding onto the side of it, just like.
Yeah. She's like, oh my god, who do I have to save from themselves now? No, she definitely trips over a goblin or two on the way back, because that 9 is not.
Yeah.
As you
Absolutely. I would see, like, even as you, like, trip over, one of them grabs you and begins sort of, like, sashaying you along the central platform and, like, twirls you off. And you, like, hit the side of a lift, and then the lift starts moving, and you're like, what the fuck is happening? And then you get to the top as these chains sort of, like, clank, and it's like, bing! And you're like, oh. And you can see a tent, and there seems to be 2 people sort of half crouching, their heads.
She looks a little bit flustered, and she like kind of rushes over and is like, are you guys okay?
We are great. And Keenan's starting to dance, and his tattoo's like going with the music. This is amazing. Have you seen this? This amazing woman has done this to my arm. Look what it does. And it's like flashing neon lights.
Seth's just spectrally glowing next to him, but that's just because she's covered in stars anyway. This is just me, normally.
She's just being
as
left
you get
out.
here, as you get here, I'm going to leave. Seth is going to go find Callan, so she's going to essentially swap places with you. She's going to be like, yeah, we're good. You're in, and then she'll like tag you in, literally pat you on the shoulder, and then leave to go find Callan.
Callan and Keenan need babysitters.
Yeah, I feel like Callan really does right now, but
Yeah.
Seth didn't want to be the one to do it, but she's gonna do it anyway. She feels like he ain't gonna want to see me, but
Yeah, Nim, as you approach, you see this tattooist, and what would you, do you want to have it done?
I mean, I feel like having it explained as to what it does, Nim would be like, oh, yeah, hell yeah, I'll get that.
Okay. It is 110 gold.
if
But
you don't
bear
have
with while I
it,
check.
if you don't have it, feel
She
free
does.
to. I was gonna say, take it.
I was
from
gonna
me.
say, oh yeah, I definitely do. That's fine. Yeah. No, I can buy this. That's fine. I was just like, I didn't know how much gold I had. I have enough.
Just to warn you, it does hurt a fair bit when she does it, but it doesn't last very long.
Yep.
She
Go.
turns around, gives you this look of like confusion, and then she looks, and then she just says like, Keenan, how many times have I almost died in a battle? Do you think that I will prevent that? Well, I will let a little bit of pain possibly prevent me from actually dying next time.
I think you'll be all right. Keenan's trying to save face because he's a wuss, and
She's
it
like-
hurt him.
She's like, without this, there's like a 99% chance that I'm probably gonna die on our adventures. You know, this might bring it down to 98. So I think I'm gonna
Those are good
put on
odds.
a brave face. Hmm.
Okay.
As
As
she,
you
like-
begin talking with the tattooist, what is your design of choice?
Oh my god, she like freezes
where?
immediately upon being asked. And she kind of says, she asks the artist, she's like, how? I don't really know how to ask this. Your normal clientele have a very different color palette to me. So I don't really know what color will go with my tone, shall we say. So I'll leave like colors up to you, but I feel like maybe like a crown that's on fire. And she's like trying to like describe the way that people have described her crown to her, to this tattoo artist. But like, obviously she's not seen it herself, so she's entirely relying on other people's description of
Keenan will help and sketch it out.
yeah.
Well, you gotta say you could do the minor illusion of it for a second. Like this.
It's like this. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna roll performance. That's a D12. Interesting.
I don't know whether that's good or Nim has a botch tattoo. It's like,
Oh my god. Okay. Sorry, there's something I have to look up. Can you make me a wisdom save, please?
oh shit, can I make a wisdom save? Yes. Maybe? A 15?
Okay. Okay. Yes, this was meant to happen a lot later. Yeah.
Oh
you
god,
watch
no.
as she begins, where on your body are you getting it?
I am gonna say that she gets it on like the top of her shoulder so she can like cover it with her armor, like on like her arm, but you know, like where you get injected for jabs and stuff, like that kind of area.
Okay.
It's the best way I can describe where I'm thinking.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Yeah,
On her bulging bicep.
Vexa begins tattooing and she picks out this like vibrant blue because that stands out a lot on your skin. And she begins tattooing it in. As she almost finishes and sort of the needle lifts, the glow settles. I hope this is the right one.
Oh my god.
You got a soundtrack for it. That's not good.
They normally come with emotional trauma, just a heads up.
It comes with
Yeah,
baggage.
yeah. Yep, this is bad. I made a bad choice.
Beware the soundtrack.
At first, nothing happens. And then the warmth beneath your skin begins to deepen and bloom. It's not painful. It's like sitting next to a roaring hearth. And the tattoo's lines begin to pulse, slow and deliberate. Almost like a heartbeat, but it's not in time with yours. And all sound around you, the beautiful, thrumming heartbeat of Glimmerdeep, dulls as though wrapped in monochrome. The color in your vision drains from everything around you, almost like spilling water over a painting. The beat becomes distant and muffled. And you're still standing, but you look around, and as you blink, you're standing on an expanse. Endless, glossy black sand. stretching in every direction, reflecting a constellation that does not belong to any world you know. And you notice that these grains of sand almost have their own metallic glitter to them. Above you churns a vast ember-red firmament layered with slow-moving clouds of ash and firelight, shot through with veins of gold that pulse like arteries in time with your tattoo. The air is heavy, iron and smoke, something old. Before you rises a throne. It looks like it's been cooled rather than carved. Jagged plates interlock to form its shape, still glowing faintly along the seams as though the metal had only just been forged. Seated upon it, a massive figure, as fire begins to gather around them. Wings of blackened infernal membranes stretch outward, each movement shedding sparks that hiss as they strike the stone below. Horns curve back from a crown of living flame, burning the same pattern, now etched in your skin. You watch as their eyes open, pure black. You carry me well. And as you look around, shapes kneel. Ash drifts across your vision, and the sand beneath your feet fractures. Stone rises all around you, walls, once proud, now split and blackened. They jut from the ground like teeth. Towers leaning at impossible angles, their banners long since burned away. The air screams with the echo of battle cries. And you look up and the sky's changed. 3 moons hanging there, their light overlapping in sickly patterns, stars burning, dragging lines across the heavens, as if the firmament itself had been torn open and stitched back together. And then, cracks open. All at once, the ground splits with wet tearing sounds, reality peeling apart like scorched cloth. From the wounds pour shapes that should not exist. Horned, many-limbed, winged things dragging chains of fire and shadow. Hungry. Cities before you burn, before you can even understand their shape. The stone melting, rivers boil. Humans and tieflings scattering like sparks before a gale. You see defenders on shattered walls, mortals small and fragile, standing anyway, their weapons glowing with a golden light. Figures blaze in being amongst the chaos, mortals wreathed in beautiful, glorious, divine dawn fire. Their silhouettes sharp against the ash-choked sky. Every strike they land carves brightness into the battlefield, lines of gold and white that force the darkness back, if only for a moment. Each time one of them falls, the light in the sky dims. And each time a demon is struck down, the rifts scream in retaliation. For a moment, one of the figures looks familiar. A tall, beautiful woman with wings of pure ivory, long black tumbling hair. But it's not the one. It's not her. The armor? Now that could be. The sand ripples beneath you again, the battlefield folding inwards, falling into the void until you are no longer watching from afar, but standing within the ruin of a mountain pass. A fortress clings to the edge. Its walls are split open, gates torn inwards, towers collapse in heaps of slag and bone, and inside the courtyard something dark still moves, clinging to the stones that, like rot, that refuses to be scrubbed away. Broken weapons lie where they fell, corpses half sunk into the ground. And you feel it. Familiarity. The flame at your skin answers the place, the tattoo warming, lines brightening, tracing the crown. And you're back at the throne. The vast figure is standing, watching all of this as if he were atop a cliff top. As though the memory plays behind as easily as a breath. They called it a war. As though it were ever equal. You notice that behind him are 3 looming figures. Each with their own leathery wings and crowns of blackened iron. When the world tore itself apart, we endured. And when the light burned itself out, our spawn remained. They sealed the wounds and called the scars victory. They named our beautiful portals. But not all of them. There are still some that remain. To his grace. And sort of looks up. You have a moment to move and look around.
Can I follow his gaze? Look up, see if there's anything up there.
Yeah. As he looks up, you notice that in this vast horizon, there are pieces of rock that float up into this ashen cloud sky. And at the top, there is a castle. Spiked metal. And roaring fires in the windows. And almost as he looks up, the 3 behind him also do like a... almost like bow their heads and then look up.
She kind of stops to just take it all in. Kind of looks around her and kind of looks back at the castle and just says, "Is that dude who I think lives up there live up there?"
Our Lord does indeed reside up there. You should be careful, child. Just because I am dead does not mean I cannot reach you. As he's standing there,
Yeah.
just behind him, leaning on the throne, there is a very familiar glaive.
Yes.
And with all of that coming together, you realize you're staring at Erythrael.
Yes. She's kind of like a bit in awe. And just for a minute, just like stares straight at him, like, oh my god. And then she just asks, Am I truly here? Or is this...
No, child.
No.
I would not worry. We shall see each other again. For even at much protest, every step you take leads you down the path to my return.
But you just said you're dead.
Exactly. And the vision shifts. Glimmerdeep fades back in. Music, voices, colour. And the tattoo cools, steadying into an ember soft glow. And now beautiful golden. To anyone else, it's just another piece of goblin artistry catching the light. But for a brief moment longer, you can still smell the ash in your nose. And still feel the sand beneath your feet. And then it fades away.
She is just like spaced out, just kind of staring. Like, she doesn't say anything. She doesn't go to move. She's just like staring down at her arm and then off into the distance. And it takes her a while, and then she just kind of like shakes her head and then stands up and tells Akina, and is like, shall we go find the other two?
Yeah, absolutely. How are you feeling? Like, like I said, it hurts quite a bit. Yeah. You alright, not feeling woozy or anything?
No. It was quite a out of body experience, shall we say?
Oh, okay, cool. I've heard about people that are able to do that, like disassociate from pain.
Yeah. Just felt a bit warm.
And like he looks like a little bit disappointed because of how much it hurt him.
Yeah, I mean, for the rest of you, well, for Keenan, You didn't see anything. She just looked to be looking at the tattoo for a little bit.
But yeah, let's find the other two. They've got a habit of getting into trouble.
Yeah, that's why I followed Callan initially. I didn't want him getting himself into trouble that he couldn't get out of. But then I thought you guys were in trouble because you...
Our resident artificer. Down in the coil yards. As the beat becomes very syncopated, hammer strikes and bellows, and the chains are all clinking in rhythm. Like, whereas before in Cardinor it was like off beats of various ones, everyone seems to be like, they've got some rhythm to them. Someone's even tied like tuning forks to a moving counterweight, so that every time they clink it, it adds like a little ting as well, like a little hum. The space opens into a very cluttered cavern pocket that's lit by like hanging glow orbs and strips of lanterns. Heat just washes over you, carrying the smells of oils and hot metal. And you can see workbenches sprawl everywhere. There's some bolted to stone. You see one's even upside down. I just love the idea of things being upside down. There's a couple of suspended from chains, and goblins are darting between them, like carrying tools that are clearly too big for them and definitely not goblin made. And they're all like shouting together. Off to the side, you notice that big tin can looking building. And now that you're a little bit closer, you can see that it's like mismatched beams, like salvaged dwarven girders, it looks like. And then painted over it has been like neon symbols and a couple of very rude caricatures of some people doing it. Obviously you can't see in it, but as you approach, you notice one of them, it has like massive goggles. It's like one of them's cracked completely, and sort of like looks as you walk over and sort of gives you a wave. He seems to be tinkering. I'd say you don't even need to roll it. It looks like he's tinkering with maybe a lift mechanism, so he might be the one behind the central platform. You're not too sure as he's sort of like adjusting some things. You can see he's got like bright shocks of neon scraggly hair, but the roots are white, so you would guess maybe he's quite old for a goblin. Yeah.
So like 10.
So like 10. Yeah. Old? What do you mean?
I think I just like stumble up. He's kind of like still trying to like be a bit more light-hearted, so he's kind of like just going with the flow. Still got the tankard in the hand, but he's got his automaton falling behind him, but it's still kind of damaged from before. So he's like trying to find somewhere to try and like repair it for one, and two, try and pick up a bit of their like local like I guess in how the hell would I say this? I'm having writer's block for talking. Like their local like spin on like how they're doing that, their engineering and stuff. So he kind of wants to get like a bit of inspiration. So he's gonna like wander up to the goblin and just go, so you tinker with things as well, right? Like,
oh yeah,
is there anything I can help out with? And he's just gonna like point at the automaton and just like, that's my latest thing. It's still a work in progress.
Like looks it up and down and he's like, huh.
It's a lot more reliable than I am when it comes to jumping over things.
Oh, I mean, that would make sense. And he sort of like begins inspecting it and looking it over. He's like, it's very intricate work. How did you come upon the idea of it? And he like touches something, you watch a sprocket just bing.
Be careful, please. It's damaged at the minute. I took inspiration from someone we knew and wanted to create something that can help protect my friends. And me, when I fall over. Not that happens too often. You just like... and he's just gonna like pull out his like notebook of like stuff about the crossbow thing that he's been working on, and stuff like that. And he's just gonna be like, I've got some ideas. I haven't had a chance to like work on anything for a while, and I was wondering if maybe if I help you out with something, I could maybe like use some workspace whilst I'm here.
He grabs the book almost immediately and begins like flicking through it and like holding it up and like turning it around. Yeah, no, this is very good work. How?
No, it's only something I've taken up recently. I wouldn't say I'm an expert by any means, but I do tend to get a little bit lost when I start working on something, and I could really use a distraction right now. So, is there anything I can help you with before I ask for your aid of somewhere to work? Because I can't guarantee I'll be contactable once I start working myself.
Well, we've been working on... Oh, I need some help making a valve. I'm quite good at the small ones. When we make it big, I can't quite get the proportions right. But you're big, so... Should it...
So, would it be like normal size for me, or would it still be big for me? Just so I can get an idea.
He sort of like points over and you can see like a rim of iron. It is massive. It's like a house.
It's like the house
huge.
size. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
like a
a
goblin
lot of the time
house,
with these.
but maybe
Yeah.
a room for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. So what are you trying to move through this valve? Is it liquid?
That is for me to know. I mean, it is liquid, but that's for me to know.
I'm trying to help out here. Like, I need to know a little bit of information, otherwise I'll say it will work, and then we'll end up flooding half the city.
Heat and liquid.
Okay. So, needs to withstand a lot of temperature and be watertight. Okay. I've got some ideas. And he's just gonna like root through his book a little bit, and he's gonna like think to like some saps and tars that he saw back home, and just like, you could use some. He's just gonna like look around. Is there like iron filings or anything like nearby, like where the guy's been working?
There's so much random scrap, bro. There's just
he's just gonna like start rooting
everywhere.
through like all the scrap and stuff, and see if he can find like iron filings and stuff like that, and see if he can make like sort of like a grease that will help out a little bit or something like that.
Okay. Make me a... investigation.
So that's a 12. That's very on point, one, but... The way I asked about the pressure, just in case. Oh, dear.
Okay. Yeah, you're quite able to sort of root around and find some things. Yeah.
Would my automaton have enough strength to like hold this thing up that he's been working on? Just remind myself what his actual strength score is, bear with me. It has a strength of 14.
Make me a strength check using its stats.
So +2. So D20 +2. Okay. Oh, that is not good. That's an 8.
Nope. It's big. It's very
Yeah.
big.
Okay. Well, I thought that might work, but obviously it's not really up to the task. Might be an idea to actually repair it first. Might be an idea. As he like looks over and it's probably like busted one of its arms as it's tried to lift it up. So this might help with connecting the valve to the pipework. How are you planning on like actually sealing them together? Are you like gonna weld them with heat or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
How are you currently doing that?
Bim Bam's working.
He's got like a
on
big
that, and he sort
blowtorch.
of points off to one side, and you notice, he's missing an ear, and then standing next to him it looks not to be this person, but a lot of these goblins you're not too sure which one's which. The only reason you can tell the difference is because of like the hair choices or the outfit choices or like the colors. But one of them's missing the right ear, and the other one's missing the left ear, and they look like they might be twins. And one of them is sort of half crouched over, and you can see a massive tank on his back. And the other one's holding with two hands this giant blowtorch, and you can see like this vibrant blue flame about the same size as him is sprouting out and cutting in fuck me, I'm stuttering. Welding, there we go, welding two pieces of like massive pieces of metal together, and you can see he's got like a visor down, and it's just like the sparks coming off of it, and he's just holding the one hand, and it seems to be like almost pushing him back a little bit as you can see his feet are like dragging into the dirt. This is Bim Bam, and the other one's Bam Bim. You try and remember that. There you go.
Bim Bam and Bam Bim.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's quite an impressive bit of kit there. Looks like it's got a bit of a kick.
Like almost in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the one you spoke to, he sort of like pulls the goggles off his face, and you can see like just the ring of soot. It's like, I mean, yeah, we're almost done. The valve is the last piece, and we should be good to go. But you seem to, we can help you out. Yeah.
Well, I'm more than happy to help you guys out as much as I can, as long as I can have a place to work whilst I'm here.
No, well, I'm Zik. It's nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure. So with the valve piece, is there anything in particular you're struggling with? Is it like just the pressure?
Just the size.
Or...
Just the
the
size.
size.
Yeah. I mean, don't worry, like, he won't explode. Anything that might explode is over there. And as he sort of gestures, in time, there's like another explosion off to one side. Just like, it's like, told ya.
I do like a good explosion. Not gonna lie.
Me too.
As he kind of just like takes like a deep breath in, like, you know, at the beginning of what's it? You know, I love the smell of napalm in the morning type thing. Tropic Thunder. There you go. Right. Well, if it's just size, I'm sure we can work out some sort of like pulley system to make things a bit easier to move around. And he's just gonna like start rooting through all of the like junk they've got laying around, see if he can like make use of like some gears or ropes they've got left over from the bridges and stuff they've been working on. And see if he can come up with an idea to make like a winch system or something to make it easier in the workshop for them.
Yeah, absolutely. You can begin to get to work. And I'd say at that time, Persephone sort of catches up. I'd say maybe she went in the wrong direction in the explosion. They're like, whoa, definitely not that way. Yeah, you sort of find Kalinthar halfway through constructing some form of pulley system. and is surrounded by goblins who have goggles, and a set of twins that seem to be a little too happy about the massive Bunsen burner they seem to be wielding.
Are they like in a building or just like doing this out in
No,
the
it's like
common?
a little cove in part of the rock, and it seems very open air, apart from
Okay.
that giant building behind them that looks like a tin can.
Okay. Saf will be doing that typical. She's just leaning one shoulder on one of the walls. She's not interrupting. She's just watching. She's doing the typical. I don't know. Like book boy. I'm obsessed. Book boy lean. But she's got one. Like she's just leaning one shoulder slightly with her hands sort of held together in front of her. And she's just watching, not saying a word because she doesn't want to interrupt. But she's also like, he doesn't want to talk to me. He doesn't want to see me. So I'm just gonna watch silently because I'm scared.
Okay.
Of course
As
I know.
you're sort of leaning there, you hear like it sounds like metal on wire. It's like a zzzz, and descending from like Spider-Man style upside down. You notice that there's another goblin that sort of appears upside down right next to your head, and sort of like leans very like wide, creepy-eyed, looking at you as she sort of tilts around. Just like, hi.
Steph's gonna look at them the same way, but then as she does, she's gonna make like her freckles glow. Like the stars on her are just gonna sort of glow a little bit brighter. just to be like, I can be weird too.
Wow. You're sparkly.
Hi.
Hi.
I am.
Hi.
I'm just here to watch. That sounds really creepy. He's my friend. Oh, well, I don't know if we're friends anymore.
Oh, I like
know
to
him.
watch them too. Yeah. And
Right.
sort of like
Yeah.
winks at you.
Oh no. Okay, whatever. Yeah. Okay. I'm just here to. I don't. You've made me feel weird about saying watch now. But I am. I'm just. Do you mind? I was trying to be not obvious that I'm here.
You're not doing it well.
Yeah.
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 What?
It's kind of
Are
hard
you
to
here to build
blend
something?
Is this a building place? I just got here and watching
Yeah, we're tinkers.
him do a thing.
You know, sparks.
Can you? That means nothing to me. But
Well, I mean, you've got tatters,
I'm more
sparks,
of a magic
glimmers.
person.
You got the moss and the scraps.
I don't know what any of those words mean.
You know, like jobs.
Jobs, okay.
Yeah.
I do have a question. You're probably the
Sure.
wrong person to ask.
What?
Only because I don't know if this is what you guys do. You know, like how tieflings' tails are just utterly useless?
What?
Like, do you think you guys could give me something to have on the end of my tail so I can smack people with it? Like, you know, turn my tail from something useless to like a weapon.
blade?
Yeah, right?
I mean,
that would be
we
cool.
can't make it too heavy because that might put you off balance a little bit. And you're
Well, it doesn't
pretty
have to be
clumsy
heavy.
already.
How do you know?
I watched you.
I've
walk
been
over
leaning
here.
against this wall perfectly.
Uh-huh.
Like, what? You don't know me.
You have like a weird gait. Like when you walk.
She looks around for a gate. She's
Oh.
like, the fuck? What does that mean?
So the way
Because
you
she
walk.
doesn't
just-
know.
Like, anyway, that's not important. Yeah, I mean, sure. I don't see why not.
I don't know. It's just useless, you know. Two things are weird. I mean, not that I'm a tiefling, but you know, tieflings are weird, right? You know.
I haven't met many devilkin, so I can't really tell you.
Oh, is
I
that
don't
what they're
have a
called? Is
tail.
that what you guys call us?
What? Are you not?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Devils are so cool.
Are they?
I don't know.
Okay, that makes two of us.
You're making this really difficult for me.
I mean, I don't.
She's
I don't
like
mean
this whole
to.
time. She's like panic clicking between her and Callan. She's like,
He has not noticed you're
Don't
there.
look at me. Don't look at me.
Too
I was going to say,
concentrating in his work.
how far
Yeah.
through am I at this point?
I'd say
That's perfect.
you're almost you're getting there. You're getting there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Look, I'm just saying, like, why have these things? And she's like picking up her tail and she's like waving it in the air. So she's like flapping the end. It's like, useless. The only thing I use it for is slapping my friends on the butt. Otherwise, useless.
What, you mean it's prehensile?
What?
Like you can move it?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like that would be a bad thing. Can you pick stuff up with it?
I don't think I've tried to pick stuff up with it.
Well,
I've held people's
practice makes
hands.
perfect, lady. Come on.
She's like, is there anything on the floor she could try me?
Yeah, absolutely. Mate, you can just make a dex check and see if you can pick it up.
Yeah, she'll try. Wait, what is my dexterity? Fuck it, why not? Oh, I get to use one of my new dice. Sorry, I'm fine. Why are you crying, young man? There's a +2, the 18. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously you can't pick up heavy things.
Yeah.
Like even like a pint would be a stretch. But
Checks
yeah,
out.
you pick up a gear. You sort of wrap the tail around it and lift it.
Hey, never done
See?
that before.
Told you.
She tries to lift it a bit higher and then immediately fumbles it and she's like, oh fuck, shit,
Yeah, clumsy.
damn it.
I also taught you that.
I'm not clumsy. I'm not used to picking things up with it. You know, it'd be like if you weren't used to having hands. I don't. It's not.
I do have hands.
You know, like if you were a baby and you're like using your hands for the first time, and you're not. Not that I'm using my tail for the first time. Not that I'm not used to having a tail.
Excuse me. I am 5. I have not been a baby in a long time.
That's really cool. I'm like 100.
What?
I mean, no. Tieflings don't get that old. Who's 100? 100 days. I'm 100 days, months. I'm.
That's like. That's like. That's a lot of
Super
our
old.
generation. That's you an old lady.
I'm a super old lady.
Hey, look, if you know, sometimes
I
you
do
find
have
yourself
white hair.
at the bottom of the ground. The only way is up.
Are you trying to tell me I've hit rock bottom?
That is not what I said. It's just one of our sayings.
Okay. I mean,
that's what we're doing here.
You're
We're
also
building
under the
everyone
ground
some
though. But we're also like under the ground, so once you
We're
hit the
also
ground,
above
you can
the
still
ground.
go under it. What I'm saying, you can still go further down though, right?
Oh,
I'm
you
not
don't
liking
wanna-
this
you don't
conversation.
wanna
Why am
go
I having
further
this?
down.
Why? What's further down?
I don't know. A lot of
Oh.
people go missing.
You
when
said
they
that
go
like you
down there.
knew.
Or up, actually.
Go
Oh,
down
but,
where?
yeah.
Go where?
I just wouldn't
Go
leave the
where?
city if I were you.
What do you mean?
Well, they've been saying that a couple of goblins got eaten by something, and we're not quite sure. We call it the beast. And
Is it a
aside
dragon?
from that, there's then there's the night stealers, and I would not want to encounter them.
What's a
so-
night? What's a night stealer?
Hmm?
What's that?
Like a
What is a
like
night stealer?
like a knife here. They ride bats.
Oh! I think one of my friends saw one of those.
Yeah, they're vicious. I would.
That's okay. I could probably like turn into a really cool bat and
What?
just fly away. I'm a druid.
What's that?
I can turn into animals and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Oh, my uncle's
also-
good at that.
Good at healing
every
people.
every festival, he does a very good impression of a bear.
Oh no, it's yes, I'm really good at impressions.
Oh, that's cool.
Mhm.
Good for you. I'm
She's
sure
gonna,
that
like-
will become a useful skill.
She's gonna use her druidcraft to sort of do a horribly accurate, like almost scary growl of a bear.
You watch as like a
like,
couple of people all
"See?
stop.
This is
like
pretty
mid-
cool. Oh. Just me. Rawr. Sorry.
I'd say at that point, Callan, you've almost finished, and like you just hear this bear growling, and you're like, "What the fuck?"
I'm just hearing growls in the distance. What?
Yeah.
What?
You hear growls and then hear rawr afterwards. You're like,
It's quite obvious who
like,
it is.
Have the stereotype? Does it have like the stereotypical like it has a bit of her features, so I could work out that it is?
You'd
No,
be able
it's
to hear my
it's
voice
the
when I literally
it's
went
the row
rawr.
afterwards.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
I'd say
legitimate
the
bear
first-
growl and then me going
the
rawr.
first
funny.
portion, it's like immediate alert. You like hand goes to your sword, and then afterwards you hear that row, and you're like, oh, stupid.
For fuck's sake, she's at it again. Stupid
Yeah.
bitch.
I think that like hearing that, I just like similar to how the other guy came out, I just like rappel down from my winch that I'd set up. Just like, Seth, everything okay?
She's gonna be even more stupid than she's already been. She's gonna like freeze and she's gonna like lean very slowly. You know, Drax style. I'm moving so slow you can't see me style, closer to the goblin and be like, "Do you think he's seen me? Do you think he knows I'm here?"
And you just
has
like
eyes.
like, as you say that, you just hear in your head, Seth, I know it's you. to try and like to try and soften the blow that he wants like you to save face in front of the goblin.
This is crazy. She straightens back up and she's like, hello, friend. And she, for some reason, gets super formal and she's like trying to shake your hand. Hello, 'tis I. Because she's immediately awkward around you now. She doesn't know how to talk to you after the situation with Erendor. So she's just, hi, friend. 'Tis I, your other friend, I hope.
Yeah, we're all good. I've got some stuff to work through, but I've just been kind of distracting myself, and I kind of found these guys and said I'd help them out a little bit. I've made this really cool thing over here. He's gonna go like full like Tism, like
She
special
straight up.
subject.
She's engaged. She's like focused. She's like, yeah, no, cool. She has no idea what you're saying, but she's
Yeah.
on board.
And he's just gonna like go right, stand on that platform over there, and then he's just gonna like pull a. He's like, if you stand on it, he's just gonna like slowly start pulling it, and then you just get lifted up in like elevator style.
She's like holding onto her like legs, like, what's happening? What's going on? Ah! She wasn't on a lift with you guys before, so she's
Yeah.
like, what is this technology? I've not been on a lift before.
Well,
She's a little bit terrified.
yeah, they needed something to make lifting things easier, so I came up with this, and they said I could have some space to do some things, and they seem kind of fun. So yeah.
As you sort of say this, Zik comes back up, and he seems to be carrying something in with two hands, and it looks like a circular piece of metal with some other bits and like a leather strap, and he sort of like offers it to you.
Steph is just leaning over to look at what it is.
He's just kind of like looking
What's
over,
that?
like,
She's like trying to lean from her elevated position. They did.
I think like almost for a moment he'll like forget that he's like holding stuff up on this thing,
Oh.
and he's like drop it for a second, and
just
just
gonna
like
drop me?
he just grabs it back because he loses his train of thought for a second that he's actually holding on to it at that point, and then just grabs it back. He's just like,
Steph is just that
sorry.
kid. Like she's just, I almost died. I almost died. Oh my god.
he's just gonna be like, sorry, Seth. So, is this what you had in mind for the valve, or is this something different?
He sort of like looks at your work and he's like, yeah, we can work with. I didn't think about that. Yeah, no, we can work. Thanks. That's so helpful. We might even be able to finish this within the week.
Ooh. Well, you got any other things that you had ideas for? I'm all ears, but
Well, I mean, it's not my idea, but I have this, and he sort of like offers it back up to you.
What would I assume it would be that he's trying to get at with it? Because it's a ring with some leather.
No, so
could be
it
a lot of
looks as you sort of like pick it up, it looks like a bracer.
Does it look familiar in terms of from my sketches of the thing I've been working on? I'll like try it for size and just like. So you worked out a way for it to mount, and he's just gonna like flick it around.
We did the first. I did the first bit. It seemed pretty straightforward. I'm pretty good at working with small things. And he points at himself.
Oh, he's so cute.
Well, it's much appreciated. I think I can work with this. I think we got a good thing going here. Like, I think we could riff off each other pretty well. And he's like, I've got some ideas to beef up. And he's just like pointing over to the automaton. It's like, I got ideas to make that cooler. Want to help?
But yeah. I mean, I have to do my own work, but yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to take away from your day to day. I'm just saying it's a pet project between friends. He's just gonna like do the whole like 2-finger thing, just like we are friends, right?
Quick question: are you still were you still holding me? Because you grabbed things. Have you just let go and I've fallen?
No. I let it down like slowly.
Okay, because I was like, that would have been because if not, I would have just been settled and trying to slowly climb off. So you just see her dangling.
I would have only lifted you about 5 feet anyway. I wouldn't have done stories up.
Yeah, she still would have done. She would have been hanging off to try and get up. She's only 5'4", so she would be like dangling off trying to get down anyway.
Yeah, I wouldn't have put you up stories.
Stories for her, she's sure.
Well, I think this could be quite fun, and he's just gonna like look over to Zeph. I'm really sorry about like dropping that for a second. I just got like really intrigued, and he's just like kind of like obsessing over this bracer that he's thought about for so long, and now is sort of starting to work.
Honestly,
yeah, so as you sort of put it
worse.
on, it is a little bit the design you made sort of covers the entire forearm. This one just looks a little it's a little bit small. He's sort of he hasn't got the proportions right, but essentially
it's a little tight. It's cutting off all the circulation.
Yeah, essentially you see like this leather these leather straps and then like a big metal piece on the back end, and as you sort of turn your hand inwards, there is a blade and a set of gears lined all the way along the inside of your wrist. He has given you a hidden blade.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Essentially, what he did was, I was rolling, and he rolled a crit, and when he picked up your book, that was the page he opened, and he immediately went, "Oh, I could do this." Yeah, so he doesn't know how to do the crossbow bit, but he's given you a hidden
I figured
blade.
that's gonna be like a So like looking at it, can I work out how it would actually like function, or would it be okay? I have to study it to do it. Okay.
No, you can tell how it would function. Yeah, absolutely. So what this is as you're sort of moving your hand along, you notice that the blade itself seems to have like a. I'm trying to think of the word. It's not chrome. Anyway, it has like a pearlescent blue tinge to it as you sort of move it along. I don't know if you would know this inherently, but you have spent a lot of time with the dwarves, so maybe you would, yeah. That is made of adamantine. As you're sort of like looking it over. I haven't made the item yet. But essentially what this will allow you to do is you will have a +4 to hit. And on a hit, you will do 2d8 +4 stabbing damage, or piercing damage.
Yeah, and was it for the damage, sorry?
2d8 +4. This also allows you the first attack with this blade. You're not a rogue, it will give you sneak attack.
Ooh.
So it's the first attack in the turn of combat.
So, like, if I'm top of the order, I can use the sneak attack function.
So it's the
or is it just
you can use it once per combat, and it's the first attack you make with it will grant sneak attack damage. So you get an extra 1d6. Sorry, 3. What is sneak attack? 3d6. I need to look at the base. Sneak attack. No, it's 1d6. Yeah, sorry. 3d6 is crazy. I'm thinking about level. Anyway. Yeah. So, let me write this down. It's a +4 weapon. You get 2d8 +4 piercing damage.
Damn.
Yeah. And the first hit, you'll get an extra d6. If you use that as your first weapon. Obviously, if you start off the combat and you use something else, then...
Yeah, so I can't, like, start...
Yeah.
with
So
my
basically, you
bow
have to sort of
and-
surprise them with it. And that would grant you the sneak attack.
Nice.
Because you never know, you might get into a combat and you need to throw off a spell or shoot your bow or something, and then it's like, shame. But yeah,
That's pretty cool.
very cool. It is very cool. Yeah.
A long process.
You can
but we
thank
get-
Reddit for that.
I figured it probably would end up being adamantine because of like sneaking and crits and all that sort of stuff. But yeah.
Yes. So let me double check.
I think it's like the armor that's more to do with the crit based stuff. Like
Yes, it
critics,
is.
it's like-
So adamantine will double your roll on damage on an object. There you go.
Ooh. Nice. And then I'm just gonna like try and like work, like get a feel for it. I know it's not, like, it's a bit too tight, and then I'm just gonna like show Seth as like, I've been trying to work out how to work on this for a while, and this guy's done some amazing work. And then he's just gonna go. I think Keenan's gonna be really jealous, and he's just gonna just flick it and just like put the blade up from his wrist.
I would say because this is the
Steph is-
first time you're using it, as you're sort of like looking over, you're like,
Yeah, I'll
oh, you
probably
do it
cut
by
myself,
accident,
like-
and it's just sort of like, shit, oh shit. Seth, look at this. Oh, sorry.
Just loses his index finger.
Yeah, I imagine. Yeah.
You've got to cut off the finger that they do in.
Yeah.
Ring finger.
Yeah,
Assassin's
you're gonna-
Creed.
that's what's gonna
just
happen.
the
It's gonna
rules.
accidentally,
It's just the
you're gonna
rules.
accidentally cut it off. You know, that's what happens. Seth will like immediately flinch as well the second you get it out because she's like, "Oh shit, he's gonna murder me in secret." I don't. She's a little bit more terrified of you.
Understandable.
I do think Keenan's gonna be very jealous. He's usually our sneaky boy, but you can just you're also pretty. You try and be a sneaky boy too. And if you didn't fall over so much, it would be great. You'd be great at it.
He's just gonna like hang his head a little bit. He's just gonna be like, "Seth, not in front of my new friends." He's gonna like, just, gonna, like pout a little bit, just like. I'm trying to. He's like, under his breath. He's like, I'm trying to be cool. So
Is there anything?
Sorry, I also
else?
forgot something else. He also he gives you the bracer, and then he hands you a It looks like I'm trying to think. It looks like a tiny trumpet. Yeah, that's the best way. A tiny French horn.
I was gonna say, is he just giving me a tiny violin to play whenever I fall over?
No, it's a tiny French horn. Like it curls in the middle.
Okay.
And he's like, you've been so good to us. So if you're ever in a little bit of trouble down here, just blow on that. It may take some time, but we'll come get you.
What does that mean? What does that mean? She says, she's like not asking him, she's asking Cal. Like, she's like, what is he talking about?
That is incredibly generous.
No, we won't
if
fight
you ever
for
need my help.
We just mean we'll come get you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We tend to get in sticky situations, so having someone who knows the lay of the land's quite helpful. But vice versa, like, if you ever need help, just... He's gonna
What do I do?
He's just gonna like pull out. He's like made this like sort of like a really simple bottle rocket out of some black powder and some like coloured glitter goop, and he's just gonna like hand it over, and he's just like, just fire that up in the sky, and if I see it, I'll come and help you. And that goes for combat too.
Does it explode?
Yes, and it will put glittery goop in the sky. And he's just gonna like kind of like emphasize it. And he's just gonna like pull out like a smaller version, like he was like using to prototype it, and it's like sort of like firecracker size. And he's just gonna light it.
Alan, I think he's gonna light it. I think he's gonna light it now.
He's just gonna hand it over to him and go, right, light that and then throw it.
His eye is twitching. He's gonna light it.
So he just reaches over. He sort of leans over to the twins and just lights it on the side of their blowtorch, and then like as it goes off, he just holds it in his hand, and even just like the force of it sort of raises him up. He does like a little, it lifts him off the ground a little bit before he lets go, and then it shoots off. That is so cool.
Well, it's nice to have some people to bounce some ideas off.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
as great as my friends are,
when you scrape the ground, you can only go up.
Or in my case, when you hit the ground, you generally bounce back up eventually.
Why?
Thanks to someone bringing you back up.
And I would not be here if it wasn't for the lovely Persephone. As he like kind of like does like a imitation of the noble type bow that Keenan always does.
It's not what I needed. I was just pointing out that you often fall unconscious.
As
he's like bowing down, he just says under his breath, "I know, I'm just trying to be polite."
As these two interactions from the each pair is going on, both of sets hear a sharp metallic crack that sort of echoes through the cavern, followed by the sound of something massive tearing loose, and high above the outer platform, sort of to the exterior of the interlinked root network that forms the dome, you can see a chain whips free and lanterns shatter as it falls into the dark, and you can hear goblins shouting, and they're like, they've cut the line, and seconds later, Keenan, because you're further up, you notice a goblin with sort of a glowing hat. It's like a bucket hat, but it's glowing. It's got like a very domed set to it with a peak that comes out at the sides. He like points outwards, and he's like, the work crew's still out there. We need to get to them. And I'd say at that point, you notice that Rock is running back to you, Keenan. He's very out of breath, and everyone's talking, and they're all like talking amongst each other. And as they begin, like it's chaos as this slew of goblins, and it has these he runs up to you. He sort of points out, and outside the dome, where you can see some of the bridges lead, you can just about see maybe 8 to 12 goblins are stranded on the side of this ravine. And you notice the platform bridge that they were using were formed part of that chain that's now snapped, and it has tilted off, essentially becoming vertical. As you're looking there, you notice that the glow of one of the lights towards the outer rim darkens for a second. Like it goes out and then back in. And you notice that all of them begin to huddle together.
Keenan will immediately start making his way to the commotion to see what assistance can be offered. And he is assuming that Nim will follow. He doesn't look back.
Yeah, Nim will.
Knows what Nim's
just
like
follow.
and knows that she'll be on his tail.
Okay. Callan and Persephone, you notice him moving as well. Like I said, this city, although it is a city, a lot of things are close enough that you can sort of see each other. And again, you're taller than everyone else. So yeah, you can spot them begin to sort of move.
Can we? Oh, I mean, Seth would go to sort of the ravine where it's broken. Whether you said it was like a bridge.
Yeah.
She wants to go to see. It's like the other ones are stranded on the other side, right? You said there was like 12.
Yeah. So essentially, the Beatwell, which is the middle portion, high leads off and out towards the end of the dome, and high above the lashways, the bridges, this chain has completely lost, and essentially the goblins on the exterior on this ravine are cut off and they can't get back.
Okay.
It's about 200-foot gap from them to get
Can I
back onto a bridge.
grab my pulley system that I just put together and kind of just start running in that direction with Persephone? And a bunch of
Sure.
rope if there's
Did
any
we
there.
get a long rest in before we
Yes.
from the last fight?
okay.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I don't think we
haven't.
got any kind of rest,
No.
did
No.
we? Okay.
I can actually use catapult for something for once. Yes.
Yeah, you notice that goblins are shouting counts and ropes are being hauled in. Some of the platforms are being rebraced and a new chain being linked up. A couple of people are already climbing to try and reach different bridge, and then it looks like maybe throw some ropes down to get to them. And Ruck is like leaning, and as he runs with Keenan, he's like, salvage crew, they were past the perimeter. They're scraps like us, and as they're all running towards it, and as he again points out towards this sort of more open cavern, you once again notice that like they're holding some torches, and all of a sudden, like they're obscured from. It's like a brief flash of black, like they're obscured for a minute, and you can't really tell anything else other than that.
Keep making my way in the direction that he's pointed. In fact, I'm going to say, sorry, Ruck, excuse me, this is going to be better. I'm going to grab him as we're running and sit him on my shoulders so that he can see better.
I think Nim's gonna shout, "It looks like bats!"
Okay. Yeah, as you point that, you notice a lot of the goblins sort of like shrink away, and once again, as the light sort of catches it, you catch like the briefest glimpse of light through membrane before it's gone again. And it appears that they are circling, or at least banking and coming back around. Essentially, like I said, it's about 200. Keenan, as you reach the end, and the others also are getting towards you, it's about 200-foot gap between any available platform that you can see at the moment and the goblins on the other side. I would say Callan, because earlier you rolled a nat 20. You know that there is another route that's seems really narrow and old and would require maybe some manual operation to sort of drop the platform near to where that is. If you could get to it, maybe you might be able to help them.
Okay, I'll try my best to work that way and just kind of signal Seth as like, I remember seeing something earlier, might help lower this to make things a bit easier for everyone. Mind give me a hand? Because he's like kind of like looking back as he's like legging it down there, basically.
Okay.
Me? Are you talking to me?
Mm-hmm.
Why did I think... Like, for some reason I heard Zeph, and I'm like, she's not even here! Why am I hearing... Okay. Yeah. She's with you.
Yes, the one who can fly is not here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could fly if we'd have rested. That's why I asked. Because I was like, oh, wild shape, and I'll get my ass over there. But alas.
And I don't have, and just to clarify, I don't have Featherfall prepared for once.
Okay.
So
what is it that we're doing, Callan? Sorry, because I thought you said Zeph, I was not paying.
So when I was like running off kind of a little bit haphazardly earlier, I kind of got a lay of the land, and there looks like to be a sort of like narrow pathway down here that I think leads to a mechanism to help lower the platform, which might make things easier for everyone else.
Okay.
Be completely wrong. It could be seized up and never used, and I don't know, but just an idea.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Keenan and Nim, you watch those two begin to move off, and it does look like hugging the cavern wall. There is a narrow sequence of essentially counterweighted platforms, and they look like they have winches with hand cranks, so that someone would have to stay there and sort of keep the route to the goblins intact. Someone would have to go and get them, and then someone might have to try and distract the Scafrin.
Okay. Keenan is going to take all of this in and then start commanding anyone around to assist in whatever way. So he's going to start with his friends. So he's going to see that Cullen has a plan, is backed up by Persephone. He's going to turn to him and say, you stay here and Crank, I'll distract when we can get over there. You with the pink hair, go and help them move the platform down. You there, gather the vulnerable, put them to the back so they're out of the way. You work this winch here. You go fetch some rope. You fetch some bandages and stuff in case anyone needs them when we rescue them. And he's just going to like start issuing orders and taking control to bring some order to chaos to help everybody in whatever rescue attempts they're doing.
I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say that they're like bats?
That is what they've been described as, yes.
Okay. They like, you can, I mean, bats tend to sort of fly around aimlessly, you know, like panicked. But can we see that they can see? So they're not like, I don't know, like bats, some bats can see. Can they see?
You've been told that they have riders.
Okay. I'm only asking because I know that.
And yes, they can
I wouldn't-
see. It's a myth that they can't see. They just can't see.
Yes,
well.
I wasn't sure if that because obviously I grew up in a cave. My character grew up in a cave. She'd have experience with bats, like normal bats.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, you know, first of all, black bats aren't blind. That's a myth.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't know anything about these ones in particular.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know that bats can sense people and
I know that they.
objects.
This is Dana knowledge, not. not. I just first named myself. It's not Persephone knowledge. That they can be quite sensitive to, because they use echolocation. They can also be quite sensitive to sound.
Mm-hmm.
So would Seth be aware of that too?
You'd know that bats are sensitive to sound.
Yeah. So she would just sort of assume that they're
That's
big bats.
a good assumption. Yeah.
So as she's running, she's gonna use Druidcraft to make as much fucking noise as possible. She's gonna make the noise of her when they were surrounded by all those hippogriffs, and when they were all flying in the air, and we could hear them making their noises. She's gonna think that's the loudest animal I've ever heard, and she's just gonna try and throw her voice with Druidcraft to try and make as much noise as possible to try and distract them. She doesn't know if it's going to work, but she's like, that's sensitive to sound. Right? As she's running, she's like, they're bats, right? I don't know.
Yeah, you do notice one of these like massive black forms. It's almost like just watching a shadow. Tilts and moves in your direction, and then just as it's about to reach you, that wall of sound, it just bounces back off. Kalanthar, as you're moving towards the first sort of as you're moving towards the first point, you do notice that these winches are very old. But where and Keenan, you know this as well, where you're sort of leading actually goes into the side of the wall, into the side of the cavern, and sort of out of sight of anyone. You would guess that if you were careful enough, you might be able to get to them. Well, maybe not Persephone now, but you'd be able to get to them without anyone noticing, and sort of pull the salvage crew back the same way.
Yeah, the plan was to shoot something across and have them shimmy. That's the initial plan.
No. Nim kind of turns to Keenan, who's clearly taking control of the situation, and just says, Keenan, I can jump like 30 feet and probably like carry one of them. Is that helpful in this situation? I can't figure this out.
Just be careful on your way there. Like, watch where I'm stepping. You there, blue hair, take over with this winch. And as soon as he is within 120 feet of the bats, he's going to cast Hypnotic Pattern.
Interesting.
Which is a 30-foot cube. So he's just going to try and get as many bats as possible.
Okay.
A wisdom save.
Make me a perception check.
That is a 11.
You don't know where they've gone.
Okay. That's fine. If I can't see them, I won't do it. But yeah, it's good. Do whatever we can to get to the goblins that need rescuing.
Essentially, the platform you guys were standing on, Kalinthar has taken you, let's say left. He's taking you left, and it sort of goes into the cavern and is curving round towards this other place where this salvage crew is. The Scavrim are aloft somewhere in this massive, open, deep cavern, and seem to be like banking, and they, you notice that they, every time they get close to the dome of Glimmerdeep, they do not enter at all. They sort of like fix back off of it. But yeah, like I said, you guys are running left and around. I'd say Persephone, you haven't entered into that sort of passage.
No, she wouldn't know.
because
She
you're
would have
doing
been
that,
trying
all of
to.
that sound.
Yeah.
Um,
She'd just be
and
trying to distract them.
You have distracted some of them. I just can't tell you where they are.
It's fine. As long as they're not hurting people.
Yes. Keenan, as you sort of join Kalinthar into that passage, you do notice. Let me just roll a dice. Shit. It's like an instant. Two of them are just dragged into the darkness, like off the edge, and they don't seem to fall. They are just dragged off. So you know that there is a little bit of urgency to it. So we will go into a loose initiative for me, please.
Okay.
While they're rolling that, can I ask you a question above table?
Mm-hmm.
Are they considered beasts?
That is an excellent question.
I just want to know if I can speak to animals with them, or animal friendship them. Just just to see.
Let me double
Because it
check.
just says beasts. It doesn't say. It just says beasts.
It is a beast. It's a fey
Okay,
beast.
cool.
But it is a beast.
Cool. While they're doing all of that, then I'm just gonna cast speak with animals, just for shits and gigs,
Okay. Is
I'll
there
figure
a
out-
range on speak with animals?
No. Just speak
Okay.
with animals to yourself.
Yeah. No,
It just says you
I'm
gain
just
the
trying-
ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration.
Start screaming bat screeches. Just like.
It must see and hear you. Its beast intelligence is 4 or higher.
That's for animal friendship, but for speak with animals,
I'm just
it
checking.
just says the knowledge and awareness of many beasts is limited by their intelligence, but at minimum, beasts can give you information about nearby locations and monsters, including whether they can perceive or have perceived within the past day. You might be able to persuade a beast to perform a small favor for you at GM's discretion. And
Oh shit!
you
It can
just
speak.
can comprehend and communicate. Yeah.
Okay. These have an intelligence.
I'm not going to
of
say
4,
anything yet, but
so they can actually talk. Yeah, as you
Okay,
sort of
cool.
cast that, you.
I just want to listen. I don't want them to know that I
Are
can
you? My question is: are you
understand.
stopping your wall of sound?
Yeah, she would have sort of stopped making noise. So she's like sort of making growls and shit like that. She'll sort of stop it, listen in for like a few minutes just to see if they're even making any noise, just to see if they're talking to each other, and then she'll put it back up again depending on what they're doing. Shh, 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 shh. We can sort that out once they've done their little initiative part.
Yes. Initiative for me, please.
Oh.
14.
14. Keenan.
15.
Okay. Nim.
13.
And Persephone.
Sorry. I didn't know I was in it. My bad. 2 seconds. 14? Wait. No. 13.
Did my defenders share my initiative or is it separate?
I think it shares it.
That's really good, folks. We're like all grouped together on the initiative.
I rolled low, so I don't know if that's good.
What was yours, sorry, Persephone?
Oh, 13.
Cool.
I rolled an 11.
And Oscar
know.
Finn. Oh, of course.
Okay, baby.
That's fucking shit. And our goblins. Oh, of course. Okay. Bum bum bum. Where is my bum 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 bum. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Bum 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 bum.
Hey, you found that oddly soothing, did you, little man? Oh, that got dramatic.
Okay, yeah, as you guys sort of move into this passageway, you do still have a bit of an eye line off to see some of these goblins, and now that you're a little bit closer, you can see that 2 are injured. Obviously 2 are gone. One is has tied themselves to the wall with a rope, and another one is trying to like cup the lantern light in their hands to try and dim it out. They don't want to put it out, but they want to stop anyone else from seeing where they are. So you watch as that light sort of dims inwards. As you get closer, yeah, as you get closer, I'd say Calanthar, you're first.
How far away is the platform from us at this point?
I'd say about 100 feet.
Okay. Is there any like remnants of like the chain or rope that was attached to the platform initially from where we are, or is it nothing?
No, so essentially what you guys are doing, it's sort of like you're moving at a bit of an incline. And most of it is open, but some of it is covered in terms of like into the wall. And you're trying to get to a set of platforms that you know you can lower down to where they are to sort of get everyone on. You can tell, like I said, like 2 of them look injured. And I would say I would normally ask for a stealth check, but I know Keenan too well to even ask.
It'll be like a 30.
Yeah, because it would be a group check, and I don't even need to. I mean, yeah, just give me a stealth check. I'm gonna prove my point.
Sorry, you've jinxed him.
Just-
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
27.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, that's just unless he rolls a
Case in
1. This is yeah.
You had to say it, didn't you?
Did you roll a 1?
Yeah.
You had to ask.
Vindication.
That's so much because I have a +6 and I'm professional. Anyway, how bad do I fuck up?
I would say 2 of you. So Keenan and Nim, you sort of like crouch inwards as you feel this massive rush of wind move past you, and you catch ever so slightly like a clicking as it moves past. It's almost got like a high-pitched whine in the background to it as it's sort of like past where you guys are, and the wings catch like a sliver of the lantern glow that just immediately gone just as fast. I would say even without an insight check, you know that they, because of Persephone, they've noticed someone else is involved. And a couple of them have drawn away from taking the goblins and are now trying to hunt you.
Sorry.
And that's fine. It saves the goblins.
My bad.
I'm going to roll something. Actually, no. Calenthar, roll me a d6. This will be your
Suck on
luck
my
check.
arm, weirdo. Stop it. Stop it.
It's a 1 again. Yay.
Boy.
That dice is going in jail.
I don't know, yeah. No, that dice is going in the bin.
So I forgot to preface this. There's usually something I say. I say, can you do me a luck check? Roll me a d6. You want anything but a 1.
Yeah. Yeah, you do just say that. God damn it.
They got jinxed
When-
the second you
just
said
when
if he,
Callum
rolls a, if he rolls a 1. And then it's a
Just
d20 and
literally,
the
just
d6.
when Callan thinks life can't get any worse, life says, "Wanna bet?"
You see the tower of your new tinker friends just erupt in flames. That's it! Black all time!
Yeah.
That's what sends you.
Okay, that's good to know. I've lost my notes. Where's it gone? Okay, Nim and Keenan, as you guys are sort of like hunched in, you guys are a lot closer. Like I said, you're getting all. I'd say you're practically at the platform with the winch on it. And as you sort of like shrink back, feeling this rush of wind, you know that someone's gonna have to keep an eye on them, which could be Persephone as she's following up the rear. But that sounded dirty.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah,
I am. I mean, what?
Someone's going to need to go and help the injured ones because it does not look like they can walk. And someone else is going to have to obviously operate the winch.
I reckon Nim could carry 2 of them at a time.
You know that if
Yeah,
the Scavren realize what's happening, they will start to pick you off. So obviously everything that you're doing will affect your checks. However, Persephone.
With the 2 ones.
Um,
Fuck you.
Oh, this is what I'm hearing.
Obviously, are you casting Speak with Animals and then just running down? Are you gonna see what happens?
I'm gonna cast it. Just see if I can hear it. Like literally, like maybe less than 10 seconds. See if I can hear them, and then if not, I'm gonna run down. Just to, because I'll be closer to them when I run down anyway. But it's just to see if I can hear them from where I'm at. And if I can't,
Yeah.
I'll move and follow the others so I get closer to them.
You immediately clock a couple of sounds, and as they sort of like fly about, you can hear every now and then like feast, taste, and like as they're banking around, so you can hear what they're saying. As you sort
Okay.
of like turn the corner and you're beginning, because you have about 30 feet of movement, as you're beginning to catch up, we switch back to the other group, Calenthar. You feel dust sprinkle the top of your forehead, just a pinch of it, sort of landing on your
God's
cheek.
sake, they're gonna pick him up.
And you look up, and the dark, because there's no light here, the dark above you has edges to it, and you can see it moves ever so slightly. And as you like tilt your head up, you notice that a bat is clinging to the cavern wall directly above you, and his wings are folded tight, pressed against the stone, almost like cloaking it into the rock. And it's upside down, so its head is sort of cranked, neck bent. It looks a bit wrong, but it's a bat. As it like catches your eyes, and I'd say at this point, Persephone, you sort of around the corner. I will need your stealth check as well.
Come on, don't fuck me, new dice. Traveler
How-
dice, let's do this.
How
Oh,
high up is this?
Yeah, baby. What's my plus?
I just
Stealth
wait.
is +2. Oh, and I have advantage. I forgot I have advantage on stealth. Thank you, Keenan. Oh, life is so good right now. Thank you, Traveler Dice. Sorry, that's a nat 20 for 22.
Natural 20.
It was good
it's about
anyway. I rolled an
20
18.
It's a big. It's a how big is it? It is a large. It's big. It is a big creature. As you sort of like look up, you would guess it's between 20-25 feet above you. But Persephone, as you sort of round the corner, you hear, "That's a strange noise you make." And they're like tilting their head towards Kananthar.
Sev's gonna be like, "Not as strange as this, bitch," and she's just like straight talking to him. I've been like, "I can talk to you." She's just trying to get their attention off him.
Just completely fucked your natural 20
Yeah,
stealth, but that's fine.
Yeah, but she's not thinking. She's just thinking. At the moment, she's worried about Callan, and after everything that just happened with Callan, she's like, "Protect Callan. I already fucked up our friendship too much. Protect, attack, protect." And she's, can I attack it? Can I see it? Can I attack it? Can I be a little
I would
rebel
say
bitch?
you can follow Callan's gaze, so yes, you would know where it is.
And this spell doesn't have to hit an animal or a beast or whatever. It can just be aimed at an object. So if I can't see it and I'm just looking at a wall of where I think it might be, I'm going to aim for the wall and shoot Starry Wisp, and then that bitch going to glow if it hits.
Okay. I'm going to... You can see where it is, so I'm going to roll stealth with disadvantage. Okay. You launch a motor light, one creature or object within range.
Yeah.
Yes, make me an attack with disadvantage.
Do you want the good news or the good news?
Either.
I rolled a 19 and then you said disadvantage and I was like, fuck, and then I rolled an 18 and I have a +7, so 25.
That hits.
Nice.
That definitely hits.
And now it's gonna glow, so everyone's gonna see it. It like emits, like, I think it's a dim light, a dim glow. Can't really check right now because I'm holding little man. Yeah, 10-foot radius, dim light. Oh, I should probably roll damage too. Whoops. That's my D8. Hello,
Okay.
baby, where are you?
Entering into some initiative. I like it.
Sorry. That is a... Do I get a plus on it? Plus... Oh no, it's just 2d8. Shit, okay. I caught my... 11. What's the damage? So 11 points of damage and bitch is glowing. Because why not? Seth, no smart. Seth, she fights on instinct, not smarts. She has 0 intelligence.
Sorry, go through that again. So it hit. What was the damage?
11. I got a 5 and a 6.
Okay.
Does this one have a rider on it? You said that they usually have riders.
I'm so glad you asked.
I'm only asking because, dim light, now it's glowing. We'll be able to see if there's someone on it.
Yes. Yeah, as you, the rest of you watch this wisp of stars hit the creature, it shrieks out in pain, and this dim light begins to illuminate. As it does, you notice a sort of spine. The best I can describe it is like a spined. Actually, the best way I can describe it is How to Train Your Dragon style helmet.
Oh, yeah.
With like purple fur lined around it, and you can see long tumbling white hair that seems to poke out from underneath it, and then there's been a gap made for the ears, and you can see that they're adorned in like black dangling jewelry. On his side, or on their side, is a long, what looks to be like a curved, but it's not quite a scimitar, but it is a curved blade. But more importantly, as this wisp sort of alights, you see the form of the drow is already arrow knocked, aiming at Persephone. Let me just find their stat block.
Before they fire it, can I just flip them off?
So that
Fuck you!
that was your that was your action. So you still have a bonus action, and that's why we have the initiative.
Okay. Can I even do anything? That was it. Can I do a cantrip and a spell?
If one of them is a bonus action, yeah.
Yeah, the spell's a bonus action.
Then yeah.
I'm gonna conjure cover. I'm gonna just it's gonna fire an arrow at me, so I'm gonna conjure cover and just duck. I don't know.
That is clever.
I don't know.
Genius.
You conjure a low
it's a
cobblestone
bonus
wall
action.
along the ground at a point you can see within range. The wall is 18 inches thick and composed of 3 5-foot-long, 3-foot-high segments. That's
Yeah, I think it get like
3
half
5-foot-long, 3-foot-high
half
segments.
cover.
Each segment, a medium creature that hangs behind the wall has half cover, and a small
Yeah, half
creature that hangs
cover.
behind it has 3/4 cover. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah.
And
Anything
I'm
else
just
on your
gonna
turn?
sort of hunker behind it. I don't know. Yeah, that'll be it. She's just fired something at a bat and then gone, oh fuck, and just panic, conjured a wall and hid. I know, scream Seth at me. Let me tick that off of my... There we go. Oh my god, how did I not know that was a level... It's a level 1 spell.
The one pet peeve I've got with Artificer, it's got such a shit spell list.
It's only until it gets like really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I've got...
You're basically a shit
I've got
cleric
2.
for so long.
I've got 2 spell lists, so that's why it seems like I have a lot of interesting ones, because I'm dipping into 2 different classes, so don't forget that.
That is insane. Okay, so for everyone's visuals, this giant bat and its rider is 20 feet above Callan. Persephone, you would have had to be in range for Starry Wisp, so you would have got to 60 feet.
Yeah,
then
yeah, I would have done that anyway.
Shot it off, and then you're doing the cover. You watch, because you can all see it now, it sort of moves off of the wall and begins crawling across the wall. So from Callan towards Persephone. And as it gets 30 feet, it stops and the rider, you watch as he moves his hand and you hear like a clink, and then he like he doesn't even jump, he just sort of leans back and falls and flips midair, and he is going to land on top of the wall.
On the wall.
On the wall. Sort of bow aimed at you.
Well, you're gonna get disadvantage now. You're up close, pussy. She's still flipping him off. Free action to flip him off.
Yeah. You watch as he sort of cocks his head at you. He turns and then fires the arrow at Kalanthar. There's almost a moment where he hesitates as soon as he sees you. I almost said Nim, Persephone. So he like sees you, stops, and turns and fires the arrow at Kalanthar.
How close is he to me when he's doing this shot?
He is 60 feet away from you.
Okay. I'm just gonna say if he's like only like 5 foot above on the wall, I'll get the defender to react or something, but never mind.
That's a 26.
Just remind myself of something quick. Plus 5, that would be... Even with shield, that wouldn't help. Yeah, so that definitely hits. I have a spell tattoo for shield, but there's no point using it because it still hurts. So, it's useful.
I don't want to do this.
Go on, kill me.
No, because I've just noticed something. Okay, so there's something very particular about this, and I'm going to explain it above table so everyone understands. Which is, during its first turn, this drow has advantage on any attack rolls against any creature that hasn't taken a turn, and technically, you haven't in terms of combat. So any hit the assassin scores against a surprise creature is a critical hit.
Yeah.
How many hit points do you have?
I have, I think, 15.
And what's your total HP?
My total is 44. Sugar, we're going down swinging. Come up to the bullet.
Okay. The crit is only on the hit. Okay, that's okay. So it's not as bad as I thought. Oh, thank God. So that's 8 plus 2 is 10 plus 3 is 13.
Okay.
Points of piercing damage, and I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw. And I really need you to beat it.
It's a 12.
You did not.
Wait, was that a saving throw?
Yeah.
Yes.
You get a thing. Hang on, let me check what it is.
Is it like a plus?
You get a plus something.
You get a plus
I
2
yes.
when you're
2.
within
There we
10
go.
feet of each other, and I would say you are.
So it's 14.
That is also a fail.
Oh.
Okay. I don't want to roll it, so I might just take the average. Oh no, I'll roll it. Fuck it.
I think either way I'm
Roll
dead.
all
I've got 2 health.
Roll ones. Roll all ones. Let's put it into the universe. Roll all ones. Let's curse his dice. One.
You take 7d6 poison damage.
Ones. Roll ones. All
6,
ones.
10, 16,
Nope.
17, 26. So you are down.
Oh, thank God. No offense. I just mean
I had 2 health, so it was just whether he went over my max HP.
Yeah.
Wait, does that count
I could
as
choose
like?
to do sneak attack, but I'm not going to.
But does it count for the total damage? Because I'm assuming it's like a poisoned arrow, right? So that would have been more than my max HP in one attack. So would that? Not that I'm trying to talk myself into dying here, but I'm just making sure I'm playing it fair.
Isn't it more than your total HP after your hit points are gone?
Yeah, so it's your HP remaining and then your total hit points. So yours would be 59 in total. And I don't think we quite reached there, which is, God. Imagine, my God. I don't want to kill players, but it's so much fun. So yeah, you guys all
Honestly,
watch as
don't
he
feel bad about
does
it. I'm pretty
this
sure we all have backup
backflip,
characters.
lands on the wall, and hesitates with Persephone and turns and fires that arrow, and it catches Callan straight in between the gaps in his armor, and just you watch as this black necrosis begins to crawl up the side of his face, and he slams onto the ground.
What happens to the steel defender when I'm unconscious? Does it still function,
I think
or?
it still functions, yeah.
But I think if I don't give it a command, all it can do is take the dodge action or something.
Yes. If you are incapacitated, the defender can take... Oh no, if you are incapacitated, the defender can take any action of its choice. So I would say you can become the defender when you're unconscious.
Okay.
And choose what it's
Would I be able to do something with it now? Because I was technically on the
It is
initiative.
not your turn in the initiative. So, not yet.
Okay. I thought it was before... Okay, never mind.
No, so Persephone started the combat. So she went first.
I see.
So we start with Persephone, and then it's the Scaverin, the goblins, and then you, and then Keenan.
Okay, cool.
Oh, sorry,
Okay.
and then Keenan, and then you, and then him.
Okay. I just misheard that first bit, that was all.
Ignore me.
That's all right. That's fine. Good looking out. Yeah, so that's his, jumps down, movement, fires off, action, bonus action, this one. Yeah, so that's him done. So obviously it's, Keenan, Nim, unconscious Calenthar. You have a giant bat 30 feet away from you on the wall, and then you have the Drow and Persephone 60 and 65 feet away from you. The goblins aren't going to do anything because they haven't got anyone to rescue them. But the other Scaverin fail. Skip. Keenan, you're up.
Hey.
By the way, I did
Do
not
something.
expect this to go into combat. I just... this whole set of sequence
You're
started with the poor luck.
Look, you put bad things in face, I attack.
Fair enough.
Keenan is still sneaking, so is going to do something a little bit crazy.
It's crazy. I
Ooh.
love crazy.
Crazy.
Love crazy.
But to start, he's going to try and creep towards Callan and whisper in his ear.
That's not.
So yeah, he's just going to crouch down and whisper in his ear. This is no time for a nap. We need you to be up and fighting, and I need you to protect me. And cast a healing word at second level.
Nice.
So you get 11 points of healing.
Cool.
And then I'm going to hold my action,
Okay.
assuming that I just realised I can't do that because it's 2 spells. Sorry, Callan, you don't take that healing.
No worries.
It's alright, I'll get him.
Is going to cantrip. No, not cantrip. Just hold action. Is assuming that a scaff's going to come with another drow at some point.
Okay.
So he's going to remain hidden until he sees one get within 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's going to cast Antagonize on the drow.
Melee attack against another creature of your choice that you can see. Nice.
And I'm going to get him to attack the bat that he's riding.
That's mean. That is mean. Hold on, let me roll the wisdom save.
But I'm holding that action for when they come within sight and 30 feet of me and all the rest of it.
Interesting.
I might be digging myself in a hole here. With that con save, was that a poison tipped arrow? And I'm technically poisoned for disadvantage on stuff now.
No, because you'd have to have the poison condition. So you take poison damage. It just doesn't apply the poison condition.
Okay, so no condition. Just want to double check.
You know you're just unconscious. And dying.
Okay. It's okay.
That's your turn. Calenthar, do you want to roll your death saves or do you want me to roll them?
Do you know what? You can roll them. Keep it secretive.
God.
I want to add attention to it, because if I roll it in D&D Beyond, it will show for everyone. So
Yeah, I prefer rolling them, although it gives me clammy hands. I like the fact that no one knows. Because then you're like, oh my god. Like, even personally when I'm playing, I'm like, okay, Nim.
My turn?
Yeah.
Okay. So Nim is conflicted. Nim is going to do something you have not seen before. She is going to, with her bonus action, use the Channel's Divinity, Peerless Athlete. So if Nim could look any more buff, she now does. Like, you're like, no, she looked hench before, but like this like, she's not physically changed, but there's something about her where you're like, did she just get stronger immediately? Yes, she did. And she also, seeing that that Callan's can she see like Persephone, where Persephone is from?
Yeah, so
I
this
can't do
bat
the
is
wall, I'm
shedding
very
dim light
obvious.
everywhere. Yeah.
Okay.
And also the drow is right next to her.
Stood on a wall that Tyre
Yeah.
summoned.
And
It was
slightly
not
glowing.
subtle.
So actually, technically, no, you can't see her, but you know where she is because there's a giant wall in the way.
Okay. Then she kind of like hesitates, looks down at Callan, but then keeps running towards the goblins. She's like, Persephone's got this.
Okay.
Because she's remembering all the times where Persephone's healing seems to be much better when somebody is in a dire situation. So she's like, that's like, Persephone is really good in this situation. What I can do is I can help these goblins. So she kind of continues to run up towards the goblins and trying. Essentially her entire focus is get these, try and get these platforms moved so that they can get to the goblins.
You can use an action to move the platform. What did I write? 20 feet.
Okay. I will use an action to move the platform 20 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know I'll have used all my movement to get. Will I have used my movement to get there? Probably.
No, you guys were pretty much there already, so it'd be about 10 feet of movement.
Okay. So I've been looking up the rules for long jump because so if I take a 10-foot running start, then I will be able to jump using Peerless Athlete 28 feet. So would I be able to move the platform 20 feet, run and jump onto it, and then hope that one of my companions will be able to continue winching?
Absolutely, yes, you can.
Then I will do that.
Yeah, it's almost like action movie style. You begin to crank the winch, and you watch as that platform moves. And just as it gets about 20 feet away, you watch as Nim like takes a couple steps backwards and then just runs, and like even the dust from where she leaves, there's like a little as she leaps onto this platform that sort of swings ever so slightly, and you have to sort of balance. But yeah, you are on it.
Awesome.
So you're about 80 feet away from the goblins at the moment.
Okay. That's fine.
Who's next? Oh, Persephone.
Oh no.
It's your turn.
How far away would you say I am from Callan?
From Callan? 65 feet.
Okay.
No, 60 feet. Because you had to be in range for the...
Well, healing word is 60 feet, so I'm gonna have to do that because I can't get close enough to do what I wanted to do, which is fine. I don't do math well. Let me just quickly find out what the maximum is. So, hubbity hubbity, bibbity bobbity boo. Oh no, I did that wrong. Eight, 12. Yeah, 16. He'll pop back up with 16 HP, my dear boy. And then as sort of, obviously because it's a healing word, she'll just be like, get the fuck up. And that'll literally be it. Just her saying, get the fuck up. And that's he get up. She doesn't fuck around. She doesn't make it poetic. She's just sick of this shit. And then because that's a bonus action. I still use a cantrip, but I don't know which one because life sucks. I suck. Oh, would I get disadvantage on Starry Wisp if he's close to me?
Yeah, because he's right next to you.
Because it's an attack roll. I was half tempted to just try and shove him off the wall.
It's only a 3-foot wall, and this is like essentially a dark.
I just want to push him. I'm just being mean.
If you want to push him.
I want to push him. No.
Yeah.
I'll do. Oh, that's my only really attack one. So I'll do something I haven't done for a while. A little bit of ding dong, bitch. Just got to make a wisdom save.
If I can pull it off.
That is an 18.
Oh yeah, he passes it. Okay, yeah, that'll be it then. And she got Callan up, so she'll just leave it like that. Not gonna move because he'll attack me. So.
I need to check something. Ba-ba-bum. Okay. Yeah, you watch as this drow, Persephone, sort of tilts its head towards you again, and it seems to be very intrigued. Yeah. What? Oh no, you can. You can. You hear.
Oh, is he speaking in something?
It's a different dialect, but it is very much Elvish.
Okay.
And as he sort of like tilts his head towards you, you are touched by starlight. Maybe another time.
What? She's just gonna be immediately confused and be like, she's gonna just panic wink at him.
The space around him and the bat erupts. He's going to cast darkness. Which means obviously your dim light from the bat is extinguished.
Mm-hmm.
Everything up to you and Kalanthar, Keenan, immediately is thrown into darkness. That's his action. Persephone, can you make a strength save for me, please?
It's pushing you back.
He's pushing me. I didn't even push him. How dare you? I thought about it, but I didn't go through with it.
That is a strength check. Well, I have a +0. What am I even looking for? A 17.
Bitch.
Can you get like a +1 from training with Pipkin back in? Or is that
No,
just unarmed strikes?
that was in dexterity unarmed punches.
Is a fail. You feel, because I rolled higher, you feel claws pierce into parts of your shoulders, and you are lifted into the air, and you feel something shift as you hear like the jingling of metal and someone leap onto its back. In darkness, you can just about see within 5 feet in each direction. You still have disadvantage and stuff, but it's so you can actually figure out where people are. You watch as this drow mounts onto the bat as it has swooped down and has picked you up. I rolled a 18, and it has a +2.
So close.
It has a plus,
I have
it
a
has a +3.
So.
So it's a 21 as it
I was gonna
sinks
fail
its
that
claws
either.
into you, and you are grappled, and it is going to lift you, and you are dangling over nothing. It is aloft in the air. For the rest
like
of
the
you,
ravine? Oh, I can't. I wouldn't be able to tell. Never mind.
for the rest of you, do not see this happen, as there is darkness. And that's where we're gonna end our session.
Oh my god.
Motherfucker.
I didn't even get a chance to attack the bastard back.
I'm so sorry.
Hey, I brought you back up before I got taken.
True.
That's where we're going to end our session.
I had such a good idea.
We're gonna see each other next week for another episode of the Stormcaller's Fury. Until then, this has been my Wyrdcast, and it's very nice to be back. So say goodbye, guys.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
There we go, and we will see you all very soon.
Eternity's a gift, they say, to never cross the veil. This life I try to savor, and I try to no avail. Curse that mortal brevity which has rent you from my arms. Curse this cold eternity without you to keep me warm. Your never-ending elegy is a ballad with no melody, as empty as I. Now you've passed me by. A blessing, no, a malady. Why do roses bloom in spring, only to wither and die? You were all that was good in me. Now back to darkness go I. Take with you my sanity, better madness than the pain of my want. All my effort is vanity, and I hear the ravens taunt. Your never-ending elegy is a ballad with no melody, as empty as I. Now you've passed me by. A blessing, no, a malady. My eternal malady. Eternity's a gift, they say, to never cross the veil. This life I try to savor, and I try to no avail. Curse that mortal brevity which has rent you from my arms. Curse this cold eternity without you to keep me warm. Your never-ending elegy is a ballad with no melody, as empty as I. Now you've passed me by. A blessing, no, a malady. Why do roses bloom in spring, only to wither and die? You were all that was good Take with you my sanity, better madness than the pain of my wants. All my effort is vanity, and I hear the ravens taunt. Your never-ending elegy is a ballad with no melody, as empty as I. Now you've passed me by. A blessing, no, a malady. My eternal malady.